Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What it do, podcast crew?
We are with another one. Welcome into We Don't Give a Flip podcast, where reselling meets humor and the flips never stop. We are the Rocket City Resellers, Amanda and Bob, joined by our co-hostesses with the mostesses, Ryan and Christine at Gulf Coast Picking, and Picker Star.
Picking? Who's picking?
Picking, what do you do, Picking Group? That's a throwback, right, Ryan?
That is
And then
a throwback.
Sean and Mel, West Virginia Panhandle.
Picklers, no picklers.
Picklers are in the house.
Look at that, Notre Dame. Let's talk about Notre Dame.
Let's talk
Let's
about
talk about Notre Dame.
Let's talk
Notre
about
Dame's going to kick Miami's ass this weekend.
What happened last game? I think it was like 41.
Is it Notre Dame or Notre Dame? Like, are you a true fan?
I call it Notre Dame. That's the way I've always
you're
said
not a
it.
fan.
Yeah.
I call it Notre Dame too.
It's Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Everybody
You're
calls it
fancy.
Notre Dame.
She drinks
Somebody-
her tea with her pinky out
I know. Looking down on me and stuff. Sorry.
from her ivory tower. Yeah.
Oh, I kid.
How's everybody's week going? Reselling.
It's been a fast one.
Yeah, this week went
Last
by
week.
fast.
Yeah.
We had our first Macari sale in like 2 weeks. No joke.
Macari, where you at?
Macari's like Facebook Marketplace. It can pound
Something
So
sale.
long
sold
ago.
and we didn't have it.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. We sold something and didn't have it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I hate when that happens.
You know what sucks right now that we've been experiencing on eBay is we had 3 of the last 5 sales. Shit that we've already sold last year, and we don't even have. For some reason, it's being recirculated, never relisted it, but now it's being put back in there, and we're like, man, what? I'm showing it sold a year ago. You know, it's like, but I'm having issues with eBay. They open a service ticket, but are you guys experiencing any of that at all on eBay?
Oh my god, that's our second name. We
Yeah.
get all the time.
I thought for sure it was Vendu. Then I thought for sure it was eBay. And then I'm thinking that it's a combination of a lot of things, human error as well. So anybody that has an excessive amount of listings, probably more than 10, probably has the same struggle. Organization is the key to success when you're a reseller.
It's been one of those
so-
mother effing weeks. So
Yeah, we just
Bob
finished inventory.
Bob, inventory's finished. Thank you, Jesus. We don't have to talk about that anymore. Although
I'm doing some back end stuff and nifty.
yeah. So what happens when you
Hey, that's a
import
different show.
Yeah, for sure.
back end? Don't you get
Yes. I picked up what he was putting down.
Oh.
I'm a constant professional.
pain in the
Yeah.
ass? Anyway, so whenever you import from one system to another, there's gonna be overlaps.
Yeah.
So Nifty's not perfect. I never claimed it was perfect, but I will say it's a lot more efficient than
A
Vendu.
breath of fresh air, if
Yes.
you will.
So Bob is going through and everything that was delisted, whether I took it out for whatnot or I took it out to bundle, he's going back through and making sure that they're not in the system anymore as listed and completely removed.
Yeah.
And some stuff got imported and got double listed, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
because it was lost in Vendu, whatever. Anyways, that's what he's doing.
Almost done.
Almost done with that.
About 2,500 listings left to do.
And
Yeah.
the gap between what eBay says we have listed versus what's in Nifty, it's like within 100 listings. So we are so close, like closing in on that error rate.
Yeah. So
But
That's what I'm
it's-
doing now. I'm going through everything just to make sure it's not doubled up anymore because I only put one time, but now it's like they're re-putting them in there themselves for some reason. So
I'll talk to you offline about a strategy that will work with that, Sean.
that's cool.
So
And then the other thing
that's paid content.
All
I'm just kidding. If you want to know ways to mitigate that, please message me. I'd be happy to share.
the perpetual post office thorn in my side, our Fisher Price show on Saturday. So here's my thing going forward. Guys, when you sell on whatnot, print the stupid
Excuse me.
print it. So 2 of our orders from this weekend show, 2 new buyers never got scanned. It didn't go to Nashville. I don't know where the hell they are. I'm just like, and I don't know if a label got duplicated, but we do one order at a time with Whatnot. So double check and triple check. I don't know if it's our printer just reprinting the label that was prior to the one for those orders, but it's so random. It's the second time for the second Little People Whatnot show that's happening.
I have a theory that Whatnot, for whatever reason, had printed our label twice. Instead of printing 2 separate labels, they duplicated them, so packages went out to the same person twice. That's my theory. So
No, Chrissy, it was distorted because I put my cup up there. Sorry.
Ruth Ann, we live in Alaska.
Alabamska?
Yeah.
Alabamska.
If I turn the heat up, then it's gonna be hot as balls, Ruth Ann, and I'm gonna have to cool it down. Then when I cool it down, it's gonna have to heat. So you know what?
September is weird.
In about 3 days,
It'll
hot tub. It's hot tub season, so I'll just do that.
Yeah. So Alabama September is weird. You guys probably know in the South, like Florida, I'm sure is the same way. It's like September, October, you don't know if it's going to be hotter than 80s or if it's going to actually be cool. And then there's,
mornings are cold here now.
Yeah, so you guys are experiencing that.
Ruth Ann said she got her first Etsy sale, so congratulations on
Yeah,
that. That's
Ruth
exciting.
Ann.
That's exciting. That's exciting. I love when people get on Etsy. Etsy is my favorite vintage.
Etsy's been showing up and showing out.
I will say though, how do you buy something by accident?
Impossible.
Not
on
right?
Etsy.
Now listen.
On Whatnot, I can see the cat probably
swipe
swiping.
by accident, but you have to intentionally purchase something on a platform. So let's just talk about this for a second, and then we'll get into Whatnot. Because I know we want to talk about Whatnot too a little bit. So the Bear in the Big Blue House that we had sold for $105, $104 with tax on Etsy.
Nice.
So excited. Like 2 hours later.
Wait for it.
Hey, I bought this on accident. The fuck you didn't. You swiped. But it's okay because we sold a TY Ploofy, the heart puppy one with no swing tag, for $120. We took an offer on Depop.
It wasn't TY Ploofy. It was Webkin's Love Puppy.
Oh, sorry, my bad. That Webkin's Love Puppy heart on Depop for $120 and change. We took an offer.
Yeah.
On
So take
Depop?
that at Depop. We started Depop like 4 months ago.
Not about 2 months.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's only been about 2
I didn't know you could sell anything on there.
Yeah, so anything pop culture related, T-shirts, Funkos, whatever you guys are selling, toys.
Yeah, but you can't put baby stuff on there like
Yeah,
rattles
there's
and
rules.
loveys. I think they don't want the choking
No
hazard
electronics.
responsibility for that.
No electronics at all.
But
so, sorry about that.
I told Bob, I was like, I don't want another freaking platform, but it's
They're cross-listening anyways.
Right.
Why not, right?
So Depop is offered on Nifty, so we're like, whatever. So I think we're in double digits with Depop sales.
Yeah, we finally broke double digits
Yeah,
for sales.
so that's exciting. And that was our first really.
It's doing better than Macari, I will say that for the record.
Yeah, we got one sale on Macari. Like, I think the last one we got was August 8th on Macari. And do you guys see these coupons they're putting out for Macari? So stupid.
I used one tonight to buy her little people.
Yeah, we miss you too, Ruth Ann.
Yeah.
Talk like clothing and stuff.
Yeah, you can sell clothing on Depop, yep.
No. Macari's coupons.
Yeah, they have.
I get our clothing stuff.
Yeah, they have coupons for that as well.
We're gonna do Etsy, right?
Yeah, that Etsy's next on my list.
Thanks to Amanda.
Come see me. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. You will
That's
not
what we're
regret
doing.
it.
Yeah, get your vintage up on Etsy if you're a vintage reseller. Yeah, we're all over platform sellers.
Well, and the thing with Etsy too, like if you put stuff on there that weighs like less than 4 ounces and you want to put it over $35, you don't have to pay. You could pay for shipping for that person, and you can incorporate it.
Yeah, we have ours set up where we offer free shipping over 35.
So when you list on Etsy, you want to make sure that your stuff is legitimately vintage, because you can get dinged like you do on eBay. And if you get too many zeros, kind of like eBay, they'll kick you out. So
Yeah, be careful.
just make sure what you put up there is legitimately vintage or handmade, stuff like that.
Yeah, we want to make sure we take pictures of the tags, verifying the dates and stuff, just to cover our butts. So
Yeah, it's interesting. We don't sell as much on Etsy, but our average sale price is higher on Etsy because obviously vintage is worth more. So there's room there. So for everybody out there that's struggling with sales and you want another avenue, definitely keep that in mind. Let's talk about the whatnot rate train.
That's true, Ashley. Although so isn't eBay. eBay is for the buyer, not the seller, and that's really frustrating too. Because I mean, let's talk about that too. Like us as resellers, in the grand scheme of things, we're small box, right? We're not big box like Target and Walmart, right? So when we have to take that return, it's a huge ding on us to do that. When you have to refund a buyer. And same thing with Whatnot though too. Like it's very frustrating when
bid responsibly.
Yeah, but you know what? They bid responsibly, right? Or you send the item and then they cancel it and tell Whatnot that they never received it or it was damaged when you know damn well. So like that's the other side of it too. We are relying on people to be honest. We're relying on people to not be that.
I'm going through that right now with eBay. I had a guy buy a pair of orange checkered Van shoes, brand new, and they were size 11. I get a message from him and it says, "Hey, do you know if these shoes will fit me?" I'm like, "Well, how the hell am I supposed to know that? You know, seriously, what kind of question is that?" And he goes, "Well, I'm just asking because these don't run true to size and I need to know if it's going to fit my foot." I said, "Sir," I said, "everybody's foot's different." I said, "I honestly do not know." He said, "Okay, thank you." Well, he buys them. He gets them. Decides I'm going to I want to return, but he's told eBay he clicked the defective button because I don't pay for return shipping if you're just going to try them on and ship them back.
Right.
But by the fact that he clicked defective, that screws me over. I can't do that then, right? So I had to get on a fight with eBay, and there's an appeals process right now. But they're like, "Well, he's saying it's defective. The color don't match." I said, "But I have 26 pictures almost that I've sent this guy, 18 on my post, and I've sent him other pictures just to show him that the colors match." He only did it because he wanted the refund back with the shipping, but he lied about the color. But that's the shit I'm going through right now with eBay. They just allow them to click whatever they want, and they're going. It pretty much he said, "Well, we're going to side with them pretty much in the appeal."
This is a strategy that you can use for this particular purchase or problem.
You pay all that to promote listings and do all that. You're making like half of what it is. It's just
it's called half pay for a reason, right?
Yep.
Not even worth the time to me to mess with it.
Yep.
For this particular use case, this is what I would. This is what we should do. We don't do this, but this is good advice that I've seen. You create a 30-day return policy, right? And you say, "Okay, I'm open to returns. Hear me out. I know it sucks, right?" But you make sure that in your policy, you state that the buyer pays for the return, right? Now they got skin in the game. So they have to pay to send it back. A lot of times people are so lazy that they send it back. So there is something to be said about having a return policy with the caveat that the buyer pays return shipping.
But you can't get
But that's what I have.
You can't be like a top rated seller if you do that.
Yeah, they take
You
that
have
away
to
from
do
them.
returns.
Yeah, I mean, what does top rated selling get you, Ryan? Do you recall?
Nothing.
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 Had it, and it was nothing.
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights, it's not worth
You
it.
learn
Not
how to shill.
popular, so
You learn how to shill and become a shitty reseller. That's what it gets.
Yeah, so I mean, there's ways. There's
Not
ways.
is what it did.
Yeah, I got us to Whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So speaking of Whatnot,
yeah.
are we ready to talk about a little bit about Whatnot? What we like, what we don't like. It's long overdue.
Yes.
Spill the beans there.
What
They're
not
Rocket
to do
City.
and what not to do.
And those of you that are in here watching us live, feel free to obviously chime in. We love you. We want to hear your feedback as well. What you like, what you don't like, what you think works, what you don't think works. We don't give a flip, so you're not going to hurt our feelings. If we don't like what you say, we may still continue to do it because it's just what we like to do. So please don't take offense to that either.
I critically
Right.
think I take all opinions and then I formulate my own opinion. That's just how I roll.
We'll talk for a few minutes and then we'll bring in Miss Ashley, our guest. So who would like to start it off? What do you love about Whatnot as a seller? What do you not like about it? What do you like as a buyer and what don't you like as a buyer?
I love the fast pace, and like many people have said before, if you have a bill or you want to go on vacation or you have a goal you need to do, it's faster than on other platforms waiting for someone to find it and buy it.
That quick money.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. I love the community.
Smash and grab.
I wouldn't have met any of you, obviously, without the app. I wouldn't have formed friendships,
Community.
family,
Community.
without. I've been to Ryan and Christine's twice. I'm still waiting for Sean to invite me, but I don't know what's
Never coming back, Joe.
Hey,
That's not true.
I've seen some conversations you've had behind the scenes that Ryan's videotaped. That's why you haven't received the invite yet. I'm going to wait till I'm gone and then invite you.
Ryan took video.
Yeah, I don't know if you're coming to this house yet. I don't know if I want you to know where I live.
Listen, I
Notice
bring,
how I never come along.
We'll talk, okay?
You guys are welcome.
He's a great house guest.
I will say that is the one thing, which is a huge thing, I think.
Yeah.
I
If that's
think,
the only thing that ever comes from Whatnot,
Right. And I will
Yeah.
say it affords you to learn. I think this is the one and only platform, obviously, with live interaction. I've never done Posh Live. I've never done any other live platform other than Whatnot. And I think the community is good if you are involved. And I'm going to say this loosely and as strongly as I can. If you surround yourself within the Whatnot community with your like-minded people who want you to succeed, who want you to thrive and do well, then that's what's going to happen. If you allow that apple that is rotten to come in, it's not good. And I say this to say there are ways to do things, there are ways to grow. And I think when you do grow, you should do it with you should be humble. You should be open to feedback. Leave your arrogance at the door because at one point we all had to learn, right? And there are times where, you feel like you're lost in the shuffle, and like for me, I personally don't like gibby goblins. I don't like something for nothing. I think you should earn something. And I hate that when people come into our lives.
we have
And-
differing opinions about this, by the way.
We do. And it's okay.
And it's okay.
And it's
so
okay.
even within the,
Now, I say this to say I am very giving. I am not
She
a
is.
selfish
She's the most
person.
generous
I
person
will
I know.
I will give you everything I have just so I can go without. But I just think when you come into someone's room, or even if you come to someone's house and just say, "What do you got for me?" versus like, "Hey, how are you?" Do a little bit of
The
interaction.
house and break a shower.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
the shower off the wall, it's okay. Email.
and the other thing, my other biggest pet peeve about Whatnot, y'all may disagree or not. When we're on raid trains, I think it's absolutely okay to promote your show. I think it's absolutely okay to shout
It's
out other
expected.
people because we're on a train for a reason, right? We're there to promote each other. Hey, do you have this? I don't have it. They have it. Stay on the train. Get with this. I've said this before. Ray of Sunshine has come in and said, "Hey, Amanda, do you have a jelly cat?" Nope, I sure don't. Gulf Coast Picker was just on. They had a jelly cat in their show. They were in our show. They put it in their buy it now and she bought it. I'm not taking credit for that, but that's an example of being there and supporting somebody else, right? But when you come into somebody's show, you should definitely say, "Hey, can I promote my show?" Get the seller's permission, I feel like, before you go ahead and do that, or send a private message.
At least let them answer the person that
Right.
asked first.
Right. That's another thing too. Like,
Yeah.
people have been in Sean's show or Christine's show and say, "Hey, do you have this?" And somebody else is in the show and says, "Hey, message me, I have it."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not a rate train situation.
No.
Everybody is hustling for their own
That
money.
seems like common sense, doesn't
Right.
it? Like, for some reason, to me, that just seems like poor, like, etiquette in general,
right.
not
Yeah.
just reselling etiquette. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm just not going to say, "Hey, by the way, I had this."
Right.
Right.
There's 1,000 times that I
Yeah.
have that.
we've got a few people that come in our show that asked that. They've been long time attendees to our shows, they understand, they know I've given them the okay, but there's a lot of new people to come in, and it's like, I'm all for helping anybody out, but in the middle of the show and you're blowing up the chat, let me, if you ask me and we get it, I'm fine with you promoting it, but just ask me so that I can help promote it and you don't blow up the chat forever, because you know.
And I feel like
kills the vibe
I was
a
gonna
little
say,
bit.
like the tone of the show, like it immediately
It
changes.
can change the vibe of the show.
Or the other thing too is, if I've purchased from you and there was an issue with an item, I would never go into your live and call you out. Never. That's happened to us before. Not that I'm afraid of taking
7,000
accountability.
sold and happens seldom. Let's just say, but you know what I mean?
Like,
but it happens.
This is the reason why there's a chain of, like, there's a message, like, just shoot a message. We'll be happy to, you know, work something out, do something, give you something. We're always adding stuff to people's purchases just because we want to, you know. There's a lot of sellers on Whatnot that are generous in that way, always throw an extra thing. So I feel like going into someone's show and putting them on blast like that, that's going to get you blocked. That's going to get you talked about. And I mean,
it's a community. And it's probably best that you act like that, because
I want to go back to the rate train thing too, though. But I do not like it if someone says in the rate train they're not on the rate train and they say they have it. I do not like that.
Right.
Like, that we have a rate train with these sellers, and I want to say, you know, SheShed has it, or Rocket City has it, or West Virginia has, you know.
Bless you.
But other sellers have come in and said, "Oh, hey, I have it," and I'm like, please, not during a rate train."
I think the point of a rate train is to grow the resellers on the train.
Yeah.
As a promotional way of doing that. And that speaks to that, right? So you don't want to make sure that you highlight that. Although all the other resellers, they're justified in their feelings. I think it's Whatnot etiquette not to do that. I agree with you, Kristen.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that we're not saying that we don't want others to succeed, but I think just read the room, and if it's a rate train, that if you're not on it,
regular show, and you've said, "Hey, Shed, you come in there," or Rocket City, you can come in there and say you have it. I don't mind. But on a rate train, those people are who I'm trying to send business their way.
Yeah, that's the point of a rate train, is to try to get that growth. And that's the way you do it, right? So I think there's differing ways of looking at that depending on the lens in which you look at it, right? So if you're on a rate train, just be respectful. A lot of rate trains have rules. Let's talk about that for a second.
No.
Like a lot of rules.
That's probably why you're the longest running on Whatnot.
Yeah, that's probably the case.
I mean, for Ryan and Christine, the biggest thing for Ryan and Christine, I'm going to tell you right now, is dependability and communication.
All we care
you are
about.
unable,
you're gonna be there, be there. That's all.
Yeah.
You know.
And listen,
what you do in your show, that's your
they
show.
understand shit happens, life happens, right? Emergencies happen, but you know, they happen more often than not. You're probably not going to ask to be back for a while, because there's a lot of people that want to be on their rate train.
So many people. I get messaged constantly,
and
I'm always like
we're always
so
like,
I'm sorry, guys.
Go.
Get to talk to them, kind of thing, you know.
You know, and you know, there's a lot of benefits to being on a rate train. You get exposed to audiences that you may not have been before, because you know, SheShed, when she comes on a little bit, she has a specialty in what she likes to sell, right? Well, we're not in that niche completely, so she'll bring in buyers just by watching. Her followers are seeing her in another show or someone else, and be like, "Oh, what are they selling?" and click on it. That is a potential view, purchase, share. So those are just as valuable as an actual buyer.
Yeah.
So
Whatnot's growing.
It is.
We're constantly getting new buyers. We used to be the reseller, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We sold to a lot of resellers in the beginning because of pricing and
the volume is disgusting.
So, but I've noticed that we're starting to become more so a buyer's reseller, which is different than a reseller's reseller. I think we can understand that. So,
and if you're
there's a lot of room still, I think, and Whatnot. So if you're struggling out there, just know that
I think you're
going to keep on going. Don't give up. It's hard, and it will.
Grind for sure.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we've talked about amongst ourselves is if you are into promoting and you're starting or you're stagnant, you're plateaued, you feel like you are not growing in the way that you want to grow, then maybe you need to get uncomfortable or follow other sellers.
Yes.
And here's the thing. So a lot of people, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but some people don't like to promote their shows because they don't want to pay the fee or they don't think it's beneficial. Well, I'm going to tell you that I learned about Goliath Gala from Courtney, Mama Cat Thrifter. What he does is he goes on live and he does 24-hour shows. He does 12-hour, like all he does is he promotes you. He looks at your profile. Now, mind you, in order to get the spotlight, you do have to sponsor the chat. Okay, so it could be as minimal as $25 and up. That's your choice. In that, you get like a 5-minute spotlight about you. He runs the giveaway. If you rate him, he has all of his followers follow you, bookmark your shows. So if you are new to Whatnot and you're trying to grow in that way and get exposure, instead of going to someone's live and just broadcasting, I'm here, go to Goliath Gala and try that route.
It's probably more cost effective to do that than to promote your show through Whatnot's algorithm. I will say that because I'm not sure how that works behind the scenes, but organically, for organic growth, probably Goliath is an option.
And if you feel icky about that, not to say that grinding isn't the way, because we've been grinding for 2 years.
Do you feel icky about a billboard when you're a brick and mortar store?
Hey, well,
No.
The other night we rated him because Amanda said to. So we ended our show. We rated him.
Try it.
As soon as we did that, right after he did his announcement of us and everything, we had 28 followers pop right in. Boom, 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 boom. At the 0-minute mark, as soon as he said that, they all went in. Boom, we counted 28 right there. So that was 28 new followers.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I suggest, if you're going to do something like that, I will eventually do with Fiona Fines. I'm almost to the point where I'm going to be scheduling shows. I cannot wait to get on there and start shaking my ass again. But you need to
Hashtag.
You need to make sure. I know I've been talking about it, but I'm like, I can see it. Before it was a mirage. Now it's like an image in my face. Okay. I promise I'm getting there. But my point is, make sure that you have shows scheduled out far in advance, because they will bookmark the shit out of them. Even if you have to change them, the dates, have them ready, have them to go, because you never know what's going to come of that. So sometimes I feel like promotion is icky, but I think the promotion is icky if it
get those future shows up, even if you can't make it or you have to reschedule it. That's great advice.
I say that it's icky because sometimes the delivery is not DiGiorno. That's one of my favorite sayings. If the delivery is not DiGiorno, I'm not taking a bite. So if you're icky, I'm done. So it's all comes down to intention, right? We've said this before. We watch people, we love them, we meet them, and it's like, ooh, that didn't go over very well. Or the opposite is that you're pleasantly surprised and it's been a great experience, right?
That's what I thought of when we met. The pickle.
I mean, when I met you, I kind of threw up in my mouth a little bit. I was like, Christine, I don't see the attraction, but something.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I don't know. What do you guys think about promoting? Like I said, icky if you're, gross, but I think
followers don't equal sales. We'll just say for the record.
Not necessarily.
However, there's no such thing as bad publicity, as they say. So why not? Yeah. Would I rather be famous or infamous? What's the difference? Type of thing. It's your intent and the lens in which you look through it. Yeah.
We wanted to jump back because I think our biggest pet peeve that we wanted to get out, that I think, and everybody's been in my shows know that I'm all for helping anybody out, for any new sellers, whatever, because Ryan and Christine extended that out to us. The biggest concern we have is when we're sitting there and we got somebody come in and say, hey, can you show me this, this, and this? And we spend 20 to 25 minutes with them. And then at the end, they said, oh, well, I'm not buying anything. I just wanted you to show me everything.
Yeah.
Ask me, send me messages. I have no problem showing you, sending you private pictures or something, but 20 to 25 minutes on one person in a show that's not planning to ever buy anything. I've watched my show counter drop significantly from people not wanting to stay around. But that's potential sales for us.
Yeah.
So
Especially during the raid training.
or showing anything,
Right.
but just please be courteous on that point. Is if you don't have the money to buy, no problem. Come to our shows, hang out, laugh, make fun of Ryan, flip him off, whatever you want to do.
Do it. Love it.
Same part, but just shoot me a message saying, hey, I can't buy it this time, but hey, can I see all your Pokemon? Can I do it? I'd be glad to undo everything, take you significant snapshots, number them. You tell me, hey, I'm interested in 1, 2, 3, whatever. But just be courteous on that part, because you're taking sales away from us for 20, 25 minutes and people are leaving our shows. That's the thing we've noticed on the backside.
Yeah. It doesn't
So
happen.
what I took away from what you just said is that you are okay with private photos. That's what
Hey, you're the one that said you were shaking your ass. So are you talking about Fiona Spines or what?
Listen,
from day one, Christine, what has it been? Shake that ass on whatnot, right?
Right.
if
Okay.
you're into Feet Finder, everybody needs a gig.
I am.
Well, that being said, Ryan, do you want to promote your Feet Finder page now?
Yeah, let's get that Feet Finder out
Oh,
there. There they are.
Damn.
Woo! All right, everybody. Entertain yourself.
Oh, wow, that was the whole.
Wow.
For those that are listening, Ryan just showed his foot.
here we go.
No, you get. You got to pay for the rest.
Is there anybody left
Yep.
still in the chat?
I don't know why the
That's
toenails are
okay.
painted, but
Well, we dropped 2 views, so
We just
that
lost
was
3
that.
subs. I'm not sure.
That's 7.
I will say the other thing too, that just to so we can bring Ashley in and
Yeah.
talk to her and find out all about her reselling journey. I will say I've learned a lot more product knowledge being on Whatnot because we get that instant correction. I don't know how you guys feel, but when I'm told about myself on Whatnot, I'm like if you don't know, you don't know, right? But people come in there, and if they want what you have, and they know that they will be quick to tell you, "Oh no,
They are
ma'am,
subject matter experts.
that is not what that
Yeah.
is. That is
Yeah.
this." And we're like, "Oh, okay." That's
Okay.
why a lot of the times we say we don't know, but you guys know because you're the one that's
But
looking.
you know what
for
I
it.
do is I take
Yeah.
that, I put it in my toolbox, and I go hunt on the weekend for it. That way,
Yeah.
that I can have what they want because they specifically asked for it.
exactly.
We all do that, and that's why we're all successful.
Anybody
on Whatnot.
Anybody else guilty of watching previous shows on the raid train when you're up and you hear what they're asking for, go pull it or make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you have it,
Oh, yes.
and then they
never
don't
come.
then they don't ask for it. I do it every week.
Yes.
Every week, and I'm like, where the did they go?
Yep. I'm
I
like,
take
"Well,
notes
why
all
didn't
week
they
long.
come in here? Like,
That's
why
right, Mel.
didn't they come
Yeah.
in?
That's
I
right,
take
Mel.
notes all week long of things that people are asking for, just so I can specifically pull them and put them on the raid train.
Or we go hunt them that
Yeah, or
weekend
we
because
hunt
we
for
like
'em,
to we
yeah.
like to find the hunt for everybody, and we've had parents come in saying we wanted this. Well, we've gone out and found it, and we get a nice message saying, hey, you just made our child's day.
Yeah.
That to us is fun, that we're hunting something that you want. Or it could be just an adult who has a vintage fetish that
Collection,
loves to
yeah.
buy all this vintage stuff. Well, there they go. We try to provide it because it's fun for us in that
Make
aspect.
sure you're following buyers too. I'll just say that before we bring Ashley in. Like when I was in Sean and Christine and Ryan's show, when someone buys from you, I instantly follow them. Something that you may not be thinking about, because that's who you want in your shows, right? The buyers. So you want to make sure you're following them, even though they're not sellers, right? Because we're always like focused on people as
Yep.
sellers.
Mhm.
Really think about this for a second. Bookmark, if you're new to Whatnot, bookmark those buyers. Those are the people you want in your shows.
Not just that, but I've noticed, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, how many of the buyers now have turned sellers because they've watched. They're us now.
That's the best way to do it.
That's the way we came in. We've watched everybody, but now they've watched all of some of us. Our viewers have come in. Now I'm going to their shows and supporting them or helping them out. But they are now becoming sellers, so you're going to get exposure to their crews as well.
I will say in the beginning of Whatnot, we tried different things. We watched other sellers just to see what would work. And being an only child, I hate being copied because I'm horrible. I don't think it's flattering. Even at 43, I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute.
I love it when people
Although
follow
I will say I have said this. It's about time that 60 is now giving away sharks on the
Yeah.
raid train.
What the
I think
hell,
that's
16?
fantastic.
What the hell, Levi?
So happy. She
I'm like,
was.
why doesn't everybody else do sharks? Like, we have given sharks out for
Homage.
over a
You gotta
year
pay
now.
homage.
To our host for Ryan and Christine.
Yeah.
It's just cool. Plus, we had a bunch of sharks. I'm like, wow, I'm just giving giveaways, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for
Respect,
those
guys,
of you
respect.
that get on the train,
Yeah.
give out a shark. We won't care. I think it's great. But I was going somewhere with this and now I forgot. Oh,
I hate that.
so I got it. I came back. I have a hard time and it's so bad. I always say there's enough room for everybody, but I can't help sometimes but feel a certain type of way and be like, oh, why are they selling that too?
There's enough room for Ashley. SheShed. Here she comes.
Yay.
Here we go.
We don't give a fuck.
Like, this is ridiculous.
I know everybody. I think the first thing is everybody's gonna be like, "Holy crud! I never see SheShed," and I'm like,
Let's
I
talk
have.
about it.
We should have done it with just your hands.
Like Wilson from
So I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad to have you on here.
You had me scared. I thought you weren't gonna come. I did.
I told
I
her
told Amanda today. I said, "Have you talked to her? Is she gonna show up?"
I never doubted you, Ashley.
Yes. Do you know the magnitude of like different stuff that has gone on this week? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh wait, I have to do this. Oh wait, no. Oh my, and like the panic. Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm an overthinker. So yeah, and y'all should know by now. Gulf Coast, I can't like y'all were. I would say my first toy raid train.
No.
Plush and toy that I'm like, yes, and that's mine. I think we've had different conversations through, Messenger,
Yeah.
but it's like I don't expect to be on it. Hey, I'm here whenever y'all are ready, that sort of thing. I love being on it. It's like I said, one of my first ones.
Having you.
I think you're a professional train rider.
Yes.
You were on
Well,
every single train on whatnot, and let me tell you, I bow down to you because every time I see you on, it's like this hosted by this person, this host. I'm like, what the fuck else is she gonna ride a train for? But I think like she
SheShed,
will
the
be on
ride
a
or die.
train for a 10-minute fill-a-box. Nickelodeon, she did today. Plush, like books. You have it. She want it. She's got it. She's gonna be riding that train for you guys.
I want to say something. SheShed's been on our train for quite a while now. She's never asked for a certain time, never wanted to change her time. She goes with the flow. I don't think she's ever canceled a show on us.
Yes.
So we really appreciate that.
We want you to know we really appreciate
y'all gonna make me cry. Don't do that.
That's
You can't do that. Live.
I mean, we made her
hard.
start the train for like the first 2 months.
Yeah,
She
we
was
were
on
like,
it.
can you
More
go ahead?
subjects.
She's like, yes. We're like, can you do this time? Yes, this time. Yes. We're like, she's the best train rider.
She's a
Yeah.
great one.
And she brings a mix of good and like, I don't mean to say not good, but there's a good mix of things. So she's got the stuff that people are looking for with a little bit of the other stuff so that you keep wanting to come back. I personally bought from SheShed at least 4 or 5 times. I've gotten Miss Piggies from her. Oh my God. Just
I've gotten
vintage
Looney
toys.
Tunes.
Yep, vintage stuff. Just a whole mix of just different things. But
Scooby Doo,
So,
I think, is on.
with that being said, when did you get started reselling? What did that look like for you? I know a lot of what you've done just because of our relationship, but please tell us how your reselling journey started.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So basically I worked retail. I'll go ahead and say it out loud. I am proud that I did, and I'm not going to get into it, but I worked for Walmart for 20 years.
That's okay. Mel and I are Target.
So I worked for retail, and during that time, the biggest one of how we got started, and I say we because I roped my mom into it. She has nothing to do with whatnot, anything like that. But we love shopping for people, and we always had people like, "Hey, I need this," and we would be like, "Okay," and we'd find it within a week, and they're like, "What? I've been looking for that." So we like shopping, finding the bargains, and shopping for other people. And it was just one day, spur of the moment. I was like, you know what? We had joked about it. I said, let's get a booth. Why not? We're in this one place. We're in this one thrift store all the time. Let's get a booth. We
And for
legit.
those people that don't know what a booth is, because I think that's very common in the South, but up north, not so much.
Okay. So like a booth is like I wouldn't necessarily say like it's like a thrift store, but you pay rent for a certain section within that. It could be some places it might just be a shelf. Other places it could be square footage. It could be you bring your own shelves. They have shelves there. You have a certain section. You're paying rent. They're taking a percentage out of your sales, but you're able to put your items in there and sell it. So basically, it's like your small little store within a store, I guess you could say.
Pop-ups, right?
Yeah.
Oh, some of them can be large. We have a couple of them up here that have probably about 100 to 200 people set up in those long facilities, like you just mentioned, booths. They bring their own, shelving and
I
all
think
that.
for us up here, it's more so antique stores, antique places that have the booths, not necessarily the thrift stores up here. There might be one or two
One
that
or
has
two, but mainly
booths.
antique booths.
But yeah, it's more or so the antique dealers that have the booths up here.
And
and
are those contracted? Do you have to do you lease for a certain amount of time?
It's the same way as Ashley just said too, right?
Yeah, I think you pay your rent. I mean, we never looked into it,
And then,
but
because she's the same way.
We looked into one in Lakeland, and it had like 4,000 people waiting list.
Holy cow.
So if you're ever in Lakeland, Florida, there's a huge one
It's
there.
awesome. It's awesome.
They have like freaking stuff that they've gotten from Disney, like old Disney ride stuff. Like there's amazing stuff in that store.
Oh yeah, and there's different ones because so we went in doing that, like legit. We got one booth. We were like amped. We were like every 2 weeks we were going in. We were pulling everything. We were revamping it. We were, pricing, moving stuff, and then I think we were there 3 months. So the second month we ended up like, hey, we're going to get another booth because we're doing so well. And there was one, as we said, on the fast track. So when you walk in from the front door, you're right there on the main strip because a lot of people don't walk around. We walk around every little and where we were is we were in a nook. So we had 2 booths we were renting. And then the next month they lost their lease and they're like, hey, this is the last month. That is the biggest sales we ever did. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, I got to find a place. They were marking their stuff half off. Our stuff was reasonably priced already. They were buying more of our stuff. We did like $800 in 1 month just for that last little time frame. You know what I'm saying? And just think about the booth wise. I think we only marked down like 3 items. So we went from that to, okay, now we're homeless. We moved to another booth. Then the original place opened another one. So then we had 2 booths. Then the original place, we've hopped around. Right now we are in 2 booths. We are in 2 stores and we have a shelf in another one. And then go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to ask, what do you have there?
So, which is weird because when I started on Whatnot, and this is what's going to trip everybody out, I sold home decor.
I remember.
That's what I started. I started with home decor, and I honestly don't remember how I got into toys and plush, but I started picking it up, and then I just blended to that, and then I was like, okay, so Whatnot became just toys and plush, and then every now and then you'll see some home decor, and I'm trying to get back in that niche because I did a Halloween show, and man, I had so much fun, and they were all eating it up, and I was like, I want to get back. Not just toys and plush, but have a mixture because we are a mixture. Yeah. And then
in your booths, what's in your booths? Home decor or?
It's a lot of home decor. It's a mixture of there's some antique stuff.
Okay.
So like Jim Shore, like household items. I mean, brass. Different, there's some antique, there's some modern. It's a mixture. It's basically like if you had a garage sale and what you're going to see at a garage sale, minus clothes. There's no clothes.
Okay.
Sorry, Ryan.
But it's like basically it's a mixture of the setup. It's a mixture of items. And yes, there's sometimes, and yes, we do have toys and plush, and I do mix that in. But a lot of that gets hoarded for Whatnot because that's where it's going. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did your journey lead you to Whatnot? And do you sell on other platforms?
Okay, so I don't remember how I came across Whatnot. I know that I had found the app. I was like, okay, I'm interested. I was watching I was watching different shows. I was like, okay, this could be fun. And then I was like, oh, you can sign up as a seller. Okay, well, let me fill out this form, type in my information. Let's try it. Because I'd seen people doing live shopping in thrift boot and, in booths. And I was like, hey, just saying, that's another way we can try and move this stuff. And like legit that same day that I sent it off, approved. And I was like, okay, awesome. And then went through the onboarding and everything else and was like, okay. Now, granted, with that, I waited. Like I didn't like rush and start doing stuff. I've been in those shows where you're just sitting there and you're waiting for people to come in, and then they come in and then it's like, hi.
Yeah.
And they're gone.
So the struggle is real starting out, and it takes a lot to build that following.
Yes.
But yeah, that's how I can't remember specifically how I came across it, but it just came up. And that's how I fell into Whatnot. And I primarily sell on Whatnot. I have my booths. And then here locally, 2 of the booths that I am in, they have what is called like a drop site. So it's basically like an online garage sale that you can post items and people just put want. And once they put want, it's theirs. You fill out the information. So instead of you going on Facebook Marketplace and like, okay, hey, random stranger, let's go meet at my house.
Yeah.
It is an actual spot where you just go, you drop off your stuff. They're taking their commission. The person comes and picks it up. And it's a process of you have 14 days from the day they want it to drop it. And your buyer has 14 days to pick it up. If they don't pick it up, it gets returned to you. If you don't drop it off, then, that doesn't look good on you as a seller. So that is another, avenue that I have. I have not done any other platforms for fear of, I don't know which one to go to. So that's what I've kind of stuck with yet. I haven't branched out.
You mean like Mercari or eBay or something like that?
Yeah, I haven't done any other platforms. Sorry, I'm so used to Whatnot that we can't say other platforms.
Say whatever you want.
I know.
Well, every time Amanda says it in her show, she'll say eBay here, there, and I always am like, she said it.
They're coming for us. They're
Yep. You're gonna get that red chat mark now.
It says we got in trouble. I'm gonna be like, I know. Every time you say it, I cringe.
I will say there is something to be said about being on a live platform, and I've talked to all of you on the phone. If you answer the phone, put me on speakerphone. Sometimes things are going to come out that probably other people shouldn't hear. But
don't put her on speaker.
But here's the thing, though. I feel like since we started this podcast, the whole point of the podcast is to talk about what works, what doesn't work, your experiences, meet other people, learn from other people, and grow. If somebody asks us a question on Whatnot, I mean, all the time, hey, you want to buy this? It's $5. Oh, I don't want to buy that for $5. Okay, well, you can go buy it off my eBay for $35. Like right. that is the biggest, like one of the, I don't know how you feel about that, Ashley, but your prices, I applaud you for some of the prices that you get your stuff for. Your starting prices are really good. And if you've got something I really want, I'm going to suck it up and swipe. I've done it for Miss Piggy a few times just because I want it. Yeah. I think we made the mistake when we first started Whatnot, starting out low because our cost is so low. And like, so sometimes people come to us and I'm like, well, bitch, if you don't want it, don't swipe. Because over time, we've started to increase our prices. Like, I didn't think we were going to sell that Build-A-Bear last night for $15. I was like, well, it's going to go right back on the shelf. But I was surprised and somebody swiped for it. But it's not an every time thing either. It's for us.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you gotta, like, there's certain items, and y'all may have witnessed in the plush and toy rate train that I started it at this price, but now it's back like a month later and now it's at this price. Yeah. I'll slowly start playing with the prices and like dropping it like I've had it for a minute. Yeah, to let it go.
We do the same thing.
But I mean, honestly, when we first started within the booths, if we bought something at $2, we were selling it for $4. That was our intention. Like, we're just going to double it up. Yeah. And now that, you learn, I've learned a lot from Whatnot. I've learned a lot from other sellers. I've learned a lot from, watching different people on other resellers and what they're finding. And I'm like, okay, well, let me look for that. And I'm like, okay, and different things. And then I start looking at the value of it. Like, yes, I only spent $2 on it, but
Right.
hey, it's actually worth 20. Let's put it at 15. Let's go crazy. You know, let's try it and see what happens. So it's one of those things you got to play with. And then one thing I want to add, because I know it hasn't been brought up, and just because we were talking about the booths. So the reason my name is SheShed is because that's our booth name. When we got our booths, we joked about like we need to have a SheShed. Like we would have everything in it and all that, and that's where SheShed came from.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So 2,000 sold on, over 2,000 sold on Whatnot.
How long did that take you?
How long did that take? And then also you have a 5-star rating. Let's talk about that. So congratulations, because that
Thank
doesn't
you.
always happen with that many sales.
No.
So, and that you have 1.8 plus thousand, 1.8 subscribers. So what did that look? Because you're not a forward-facing reseller.
I'm not,
For
and
anybody
that's
that's nervous about
Right.
that.
And for those of you that are watching, this is the first time you've probably actually seen Ashley, besides her hands.
You've seen it here first, and we don't give a fuck.
But you prove that you can be
Yes,
successful
you
and
can.
not have to worry about being
Let's talk about it.
faced. So how do you feel about that?
so part of the front facing, and some I will admit I have been front facing on some. I have been front facing or shown myself on some shows. I know that back in the day, like in the early stages when I was starting off, I was on different raid trains, like, oh, we got new sellers. And it was like certain, like we talked about earlier, certain criteria for you have to be front facing. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be horrible. Oh, how am I going to do this? Like, oh my gosh. Because I've joked with a few of y'all about, you probably will tell as we go along, but my facial expressions cannot hide anything. So and it's a joke that I say, that's why I don't do front facing. But a lot of times I'm like, why do you need to see me? You're not here. You're here for me and talking, and you're here for me and who I am. Does it matter if you see me or not? I feel like here is the product. I want you to see that. Don't focus on me.
Right.
Type deal. But yeah, the struggle bus was real. I mean, Ashley was hustling. I remember, if I wish we could had where you could look back at your old shows, but I remember I think that was horrible, because I think that is such a good learning tool, especially for new sellers, to kind of see yourself. But I was doing stuff outside. I was on my back porch last year, outside in the sun, selling stuff on a table, and had stuff out there. And now, I've integrated inside the house. I don't have a room that I can go, oh, look, here's all my stuff. I don't have that. And it's like, my setup is like, here you have this backdrop. You see it behind me. You have a backdrop. I have the tray. And if you could see the chaos around me, I literally, like, there is a lot of planning that goes into shows. And there's times that I'm like, it's too much. Like, hold on, back up. But I have spent, and that's what I've met so many amazing people, but I list. Like, listings are outrageous. I know on the front side, it takes a lot of time, but I've seen the benefits to it as well. I think, for instance, Apex, I'm going to call you out because I just remember, but Apex was like, man, I'm looking for some Pac-Man. And I was like, hold on, import, boom, it's in the bin if you want to look at it.
Yep. Done.
So it's done, and it's not, oh my gosh, I have this. And then I try to take as many pictures, but it's time consuming on the front side, but I don't have that room. So when I set up, I'm literally like, okay, what do I have? I can just import it. Then it's like, okay, I got to find it, put it in a tote and go. And then it's like, okay, now the show's done, which, if y'all could see the chaos behind me, I have I know you can't. I have toys on a 3-tier cart. I have 5 totes. I have random toys. It's all got to get put away. And I'm like, am I dealing with it tonight? No, I'll deal with it sometime tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it took a lot. And I will say, and I have met some amazing sellers. So for me, I know we all have ride or dies.
Yeah.
You have those, and we have that community. Travel Thrift was one of the first ones. North Star Vintage Collectibles for me, as well as Racing Through Time is a new friend as well. That is like we have come together and like, okay, done different things together. Like for me, I'm here for the community. Yes, I want to make money, but there are so many, and Amanda, I know you've brought it up. There is so much room in the toy category for everybody.
Oh yeah.
So it's like we have started different trains because you say I'm a train rider, but I've hosted a lot of rate trains or co-hosted, and we have a lot of and there's Racing. We have a lot of brand new sellers that like me and Racing started a one and done rate train on Sundays. We invite new sellers to come in. We just kind of want to onboard you, make sure you know we don't have any criteria like you talked about earlier, rules for rate trains. It's just like, this is what we want to do. Here's a box. I'm going to put some stuff in it. I'm starting off, stuff meaning toy related stuff like plush, toys, anything like character related, you're going to put in that box and you just keep adding, or like, hey, if you get it up to $15, it helps get your name out there too. It's helping you sell something and get used to that. It's only 10 minutes. So we do two boxes and you move on and we move on to the next seller, but it helps these new sellers in learning how to raid. It gets them views. And we also do toy bundle spotlight raid train as well. That's with Travel Thrift and North Star Vintage Collectibles. We have different sellers come on it. It is 10 minutes. It is new sellers, but you have set bundles. You already have them preloaded. People can bid on them, everything else. And that also helps sellers as well. And then we do a lot of different themed raid trains and everything else. But mine is there's enough room in the category. And what we're trying to do is promote the toy and plush category, because I love the storage unit category. Don't get me wrong. But man, if we could get that much views on what we're selling, because a lot of times, and I think we're all guilty of it, you've gone on a storage unit show and they're selling stuff for $2. Boom. They don't know what it is. Holy crud. That is $100 plush. So why can't we do that in the toy category? Why can't we come to you know what I'm saying? To help promote it, to boost that toy and plush category.
Yeah.
So I pop into SheShed's shows all the time, and I caught her doing a raid train. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday before. Where you had the football cards. She goes, "Oh, you like that? I got some more. Oh, you like that? Some more." And she I was like, "Oh, she's talking to them like, girl, you like that? We'll give you some more." I said, Mom, did you hear her? I said, I didn't hear her talking like this 6 months ago. She was like, "Oh, you like that? Let me give you some more." I was like, "Oh my God."
But mine is, you know what I'm saying? You got to, and that's a good thing to call out, is you have to keep that momentum going. Yeah. If you're in there, and I think you have said this to me, Amanda, as well. Man, I've watched you and you haven't sold a single thing, but you are still going. You are still going. And I was like, because
your positivity and grind and lack of giving up, I admire, because there's been times Bob and I go in, we've done little people shows. I'm like, nobody's buying for 20 minutes. I'm like, this sucks. Why did we even come on? And then as soon as I say that or think that, so for you, I have seen you like, okay, well, thanks for looking at that. We're going to do this. And I'm like, nobody has bought anything for 20 minutes and she's still going, which is not a bad thing. But for someone who's new would be like, well, this sucks. This is bullshit. Yep. Why am I doing this? Why am I wasting my time? But that tenacity obviously has paid off for you.
Yeah.
Because so I admire that of you. So
I appreciate that. And that's mine, is because what I've learned from other sellers is if I sit there and I go, okay, here's this mouse. Okay, it's $5. Okay, you're not buying it. Okay, well, really look at it. It's amazing. Like if I spent so much time, or if I just sat there, if I'm as a buyer, if I come in your show and you're just like, okay, let me know what you're interested in. Or, like, hey, do you want to see this? Or you're waiting at times for that, sometimes you're not getting people, because I don't know about y'all. Sometimes there are people, they don't want to speak up in chat. They will
Right.
not.
Mhm.
And if
That's why
you,
people tell us.
Well, let's be honest. If you don't have Douglas or
That's why
Jelly
you gotta
Cats, they don't
run.
want to talk to you right now, or Webkins. I mean,
That's why you gotta run stuff, because
yeah,
Mhm.
you never know.
they don't want to
because
say
you,
anything. They're so scared. If I say, "Hey, SheShed, will you run that Inspector Gadget?" Then someone else is like, "Oh,"
I
or
want that too. And and it
Mhm.
becomes that, oh, well, I want to get it for this price,
Yeah.
and I'm scared. Or if I say this, are they going to run it?
yes,
So I've watched other people and they're just like constantly run. And so I'm like, 15 seconds is kind of the norm, is where I go. Sometimes if you do 30 seconds, depending on what it is, it just you kind of lose. So I just constantly like, okay, what's next? Like, they didn't get it. Okay. And then sometimes it'll be, oh, I already showed it. Oh, hey, can you show me that? Yep. Here you go. I'll run it again. I mean, I had that instance today. I ran stuff, but the right person wasn't in the room that was like,
Mhm.
yes, I want that. And then they're like, oh, hey, yeah, can I see? Yep, you sure can. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed that Lala Loopsy cheeks really well today. You don't think I saw that one, right?
Gosh.
You have it,
Oh,
Ashley,
my
where you can
gosh.
show?
Oh,
Can you show us that toy?
Do you have it near you, or did you already package it up?
I
If it's trouble, don't worry
It's
about
okay.
it.
I have a
don't worry.
picture
Yeah,
that you
don't-
sent me.
Yeah, no.
but yeah,
I would like to see what it looks like. So I
I'm
can.
gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab it.
Oh, Amanda's got it.
Amanda
You
took a
see it?
picture.
Toffee cocoa.
Cuddles.
Yeah.
And it's a 12-inch.
Here her
I
is.
can put those around
Here
there.
is. I get to hold her for a little while longer before she gets packaged.
Hold her like Bridget, like you
Let
love
me
her.
make you big so they're like
That's
you.
awesome.
You gotta
So
keep
There we
track
go.
of
Oh,
that.
no, that's us.
That's
Hold on.
Wait, downsize.
downsize.
Abort,
Yeah.
abort.
Oh, good.
But I was like, really? And this is what I'll tell you. I literally got her like maybe a week or so ago before the show.
Mhm.
And she was in a $2 bag of random dolls. And I was like, okay, awesome. And I was like, as everyone does, searched her. Sold comps were like 60 to 120. Apparently, she's rare. Don't know my Lala Loopsy like I should. And I was like, okay, I'll list her at 40. Well, I was like, oh, I waited too long to list her because now, it's a couple days before. Because, like, legit, my Lala Loopsies, I know, crazy find. But I had, like, legit all of my Lala Loopsies. I think they're another one that sold today. I had 125 views on it.
Wow.
And I was getting like 40 views. So I knew, like, my first thought is on those, okay, I priced them too low.
Yeah.
Fine. That's your first thought. But mine is, it's like, I don't care. I got what
Yeah.
I got what I wanted out of it, but that is my highest selling item, $73 today, y'all.
That's
And what was your starting bid on that?
My starting bid was 40.
Damn. Good for you.
I know.
And did you have pre-bids on that too, or just you ran it in your show?
No, I had pre-bids. Like I told you, I listed her 2 days before the show.
Oh, okay. So that's what you meant by views. You had it pre-listed. Oh shit! Hold on, I just clicked on something. So you had it marinating. Sorry, you had it marinating in your show.
Yeah, for 2 days.
Got it.
Just for 2 days, and it had views. I think yesterday. No, I think it was this morning is when I got my first pre-bid. And then I started seeing 2 people fighting over it, and I was like, okay. And then, like, legit, when I was like, okay, I'm not gonna sit and, like, I was treating my Lala Loopsies like they were jelly cats because that was the views I was getting. And I was like, I'm not gonna, it's halfway through. I don't want to torture them. Let's go. And when I pulled it up and pinned it, I was like, holy crud. Yep. All right. I am so good, y'all. Go ahead. If that is what it is, that is what it is. But yeah.
Well, so that happened to us. That happened to us last night too. So I don't know if you were in our show last night, but we ran the Jelly Cat books, Now we've had these things for months, and they've just been building up in a cubby. And I think 2 shows ago we ran it. Nobody wanted it. We're like, fine, whatever.
$5.
Yeah, we ran it last night. We said there's 7 in there, and we ran it for 15. The beginning of the show, because everybody asked for jelly cats. Nobody swiped. And then this like midway through, we're like, oh, we'll run it again. Sold for $37.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, like you said,
No
before,
rhyme or reason.
Yeah, you
Never
never
know.
You'll drive yourself mad trying to figure out whatnot.
yeah, for
It's
sure.
right by a right time.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Exactly. That's what it is, because y'all might remember the one night I had a ton of AF mouse, right? The me mouse.
Yes.
I remember
I
that.
had a ton of those, and I started getting pre-bids, and I was like, okay, cool. And I literally had 2 buyers fighting over every single one I had, that we're talking this big of a plush.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember that.
And it
'cause
went
you were
up to
like,
like
get your
30.
ass mouse out. If you
And I
have
said,
AF
I said, when y'all came in, I said, if you have any AF mouse, I'm
Yeah,
telling
I
you right
remember that.
now, get them
I
in.
remember that.
And I had 2 in my bin that were rare. And I was like, well, I have 2 left. Here they are if you want them. Boom, boom. Each one of them bought one. So I sold out. So then I was like, game on. And I'm hunting for them. And then now I've sold some. I have some listed in and that's the other one is I have so many different trains that are coming up that there's certain things that they stay in that show. That I want to bring the audience to that show. Nope, I'm not taking it out. This is where it's at. And that was with La La Loopsy. I think I had a few people prior shows were like, do you have any La La Loopsies? And I was like, nope, check out the Nickelodeon Ray Train. They're all there. Same with Webkins. I'll be the first one. I never picked up Webkins. It was not something that I was like, yes, let me grab it. But now
You'll never find the right one.
They
You'll never
flocked.
find the right one.
Yeah, you got to get the right one. Exactly. But mine is on the Webkins. For me, we do a $1 start plush Ray Train. That's where they go. And I'm like, if you want to fight over them, have at it. There's Apex. But I was like, if you want to fight over it, have at it. But I'm like, I have no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It goes back to, I think you, as a reseller, you have to figure out, how long have you had that item? Are you going to get it for what you're wanting it for? Has it reached that point that it's time to let it go? And it's like, yeah. And on certain things, I'm like, it goes in the $1 plush. If y'all want to fight over it or you get it for $1, have at it. And that's, for me, certain things that I pick up is like, okay, this is going to this is going here. And then you might see it mixed in other shows. But yeah.
What's your favorite thing? What's your favorite thing to sell within the plush and toy category?
all the vintage. We're talking 80s, we're talking 90s, we're talking early 2000s, like that. But I mean, like the 80s, 90s, the stuff I grew up with that I'm like Rainbow Bright, we talked about. Era. I mean, when I find those, I'm like, oh.
Now, are you a collector as well?
Some things I'm picky on what I collect, because then I'm like, do I really need it? And it's kind of the same thought process we have for our booths is we'll find something, or I'll find something, and I'll go ahead and tell you, my mom half the time is like, that's so cute, I want to keep it. And I was like, okay, well, you can have it, go ahead. Or it's I want to say that I have it, I can look at it, everything else, and have it for a little while, and then it can go. Oh my, okay. So so my logo. So Racing Through Time, my new BFF, the other Ashley, we're the Ashley squared, I guess, at this point. Crazy. Met her on Whatnot. We're both named Ashley. Our birthday is like 2 days apart. We are very similar, same mindset, crazy. She was like, I've had the Grogu forever, because I was just like, I love Grogu. Let's just have him up there. And I was like, this isn't really profesh at all. Why do we still have that? And she had joked and was like, I'm going to put, because they call me the librarian because I have a ton of books. She said, I'm going to make you a SheShed. And I told her that turquoise and brown are Oh, and I'm always going to mess up the movie. I think it's Steel Magnolias when she talks about her wedding colors are
Yes.
bashful, her signature colors. My signature colors that I love is brown and turquoise. So she put that in there. And I was like, when she sent me that, I about cried because I'm like, I don't have all the cool, fun stuff y'all have. I'm not getting into the technology like that. I'm just like, okay, how fast can I get it done and not spend to do it? And she did that for me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I look so professional now. Oh my God. But yeah, she helped me out with that.
So I got a question for you. So you sell on whatnot, you sell on booths, sourcing. What's that look like in your area?
So I don't.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't have the luxury of everyone talks about these Goodwill bins. I don't have one.
You can. You're not that far.
I know I'm not that far, but I don't have a luxury of going to a Goodwill bin and going, oh my gosh, a jelly cat. I don't have that.
Don't you get tired of that thing in your face all the time?
Sorry. Yeah, or the one that fell out of the sky and that was just laying there. I mean, yeah.
That's a true story.
You punched the
fat baby. True story.
It fell 3 feet from the sky from the stroller.
Kids dropping them in the streets.
You're
probably
never
fell from
gonna
the
let
sky
that
she
out
ripped it from the kid's hand. God.
You're just jealous because I found it.
Exactly. If it was any of us, we would have picked it up. We would have looked around just like Amanda did and said, whose is this?
It didn't quite go like that. I was like, oh my God, it's a jelly cat. I never moved my fat ass so fast and just kept going. I was gone. My son was like 3 football fields ahead of me, embarrassed as hell. And I was like, I just found $35 on the floor. Anyway.
So I don't have that luxury. I went to a Goodwill bin because the closest one to me is Columbia. So I walked in. Oh, it has the Goodwill next door. I'll go in there and then I'll go into the chaos. Because what I'm expecting is everybody I've seen, you're up against a wall. They're changing out tables. It's crazy. It's madness. I walk in. It was so dead. And I'm looking at these bins and I was like, what is this? Like, it was like, I was like, I just need gloves. I need a whole hazmat suit. Like, I don't even know. And I mean, I was like, oh, this is cool. Fill up your go and okay, the wait. I spent however long, 2 hours driving there. That was such a waste of my time. Yeah. So, but anywho, I won't do that again. So for me, crazy enough, it is, yes, I shop at Goodwills. I have not been out thrifting as much as I used to be. I pay attention to color of the week is my saving grace. I have a amazing photographic memory that I can be like, okay, when I looked at this, it was this price, but the color of the week is this. So which store was it? And I have the luxury of within 15 minutes, there's at least 10 or 12 different Goodwills near me.
Yeah.
Or like 20 minutes. Wow. Yeah, like 20 minutes I can hit. And I'm right on the edge of Georgia that I can go to South. It's 20 minutes to get to South Carolina.
Don't give your coordinates. Don't.
Yeah. I didn't. I'm on the edge. That doesn't tell you.
I do have a question before you keep going because you do pay attention to the color discount of the week. Do you find that your Greedwill, as we call it, tends to have a plethora of those colors that are on sale or no? Because our experience is we can't find it.
It's a mixture, and that's mine. Is so what I pay attention to is like, say for instance, and I'll go ahead and tell you this one, Lisa Frank. There is a whole, no, it wasn't Lisa Frank. I'll take it back. It was a whole Bratz bag of party supplies. It had all this stuff. It was yellow. I knew which Goodwill it was at. I waited till that week. I ran to that Goodwill, looked, hunted. Somebody found it. But mine is, it's a mixture. And that's mine is what I'll say is, yes, I have a plethora, but you have a plethora of Goodwills that you have some. They don't know what the heck it is. Yeah. And they price it low. And you have others that price it too high. And you're like, yeah, even if it went to half price, I would never buy it. And my other rule of thumb is I don't pay over $5 for anything unless it is like a bundle or it's something I can break up. And then I really, really consider anything over that. So I don't just shop at Goodwills. I haven't been. I am lucky enough and fortunate enough where I live We have a local thrift store. They're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days a week. They pretty much, their pricing is, everything is color coded. It's 50 cents, $1, $2, $3, $4 to $5. And then some stuff, they have furniture and stuff that they'll price. But I have like legit that Lala Loopsy was in a bag of a bag with other Lala Loopsies and other baby dolls for $2.
Yeah.
And so I bought it. So it's always, they always have good stuff. And there's different people, like they sell single plush for 50 cents. So I can just snatch up what I want. They sell bags of plush for $2 when it starts getting chaotic. They do sales on every time they're open. So there's times that I've gone in and all the toys were half off. So I paid $0.25 for a plush, or a bag of plush, I paid $1. So that is one. Mine is all of that money goes right back into the community. That is where I donate my stuff. It goes strictly to them. Mm-hmm. Yes, love the mom and pop thrift store.
People ever ask you? Do you ever? Okay, so I know we get it a lot because we can't help ourselves and we fill our cart plus carts if we're not at the bins. You know, what do you do with all that stuff? Has anybody asked you when you're buying in a large? Like, do you buy in bulk like that to where it's like questionable as to like, what is she doing with all those toys? And
well, I think at this point, so like the one that I go to, I mean, they know, they're like, oh, are these for your kids? And I'm like, yeah, sure are. I'm like, they don't need to know my business. And I've had other people that I'm in line and they're like, oh, you must have a lot of kids, and I know, and I was like, well, yes and no, because there's some stuff that, you know, we donate back to, you know, different type of things. But I'm like, you don't need to know my business. And then it becomes, and they're not dumb. They know that there's other, I mean, they open every Thursday at 10. There is legit a line from the door wrapped around the building because everybody, their mom is coming. And by the time you go in, there's no carts. So now you're sitting here with a shopping cart trying to lug all this plush and hoping you might get one. But they know what's going on. Mine is, it's going back into the community, is my viewpoint. But no, I don't sit and tell anybody what I'm doing. And if they question, I guess to me, I don't want to be perceived as, how I would put it, in retail, we had, I think y'all have experienced this. You have all the people come in and they're wanting that one hot item, and it's one person coming in and buying it all off the shelf and turn around and flipping it for like $100, $200, like ridiculous, because at the time that's what it is. That's what the negative connotation is with reselling. I think with resellers, and I'm like, I'm not that. I'm finding an item that some other people may want, and I'm giving it to them at a reasonable price. With that being said, on some things, yes, I'm looking at the value of that item. Do I know wholeheartedly when I look up our items and I see something that sold for, like that Lala Loopsy, she sold anywhere from $60 to $120. So I was like, I think 40 is reasonable.
Yeah. Yep.
You still underlisted it and sold it for 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's mine, is I try to underlist it. And there are some things, you know, I try to underlist it because I don't want to be, oh yes, it sold on eBay. Well, it sold on, you know, they had however many and so wanted it. So they bid it up to that. I can't. And I think with Whatnot, a lot of times is everybody is coming because it was, oh, I'm a reseller. I'm going to go to Whatnot and buy all their stuff, and then I'm going to flip it. And I'm okay with I'll be the first one. I don't care. If you bought anything from me and you turn around and sell it for like $50, $100, and I gave it to you for $1, get it.
We love
that jelly can for months.
Jeff, because Jeff buys the stuff and then he lets us know what he sold it for, and we get a kick out of it. We love it.
Yeah, and that's mine. I was like, that's great. I was like, but it goes back to what I kind of brought up earlier. How long have I held on to it? You buy for your kid collectors. Yeah.
I will say I feel less of a hoarder at the bins than I do if we go to our honey holes. What do you think?
I have mixed feelings. I think sometimes I feel like a hoarder, and sometimes I feel like I'm doing God's work. Like, because of the messaging we get back from people that we're selling to, like, you saved me from a crying child. You like fixed my inner child type of messages. You know, those type
That's
of
how
things.
I felt about Bridget the other day.
And then there's other times where I feel like I don't know why we feel bad as resellers, because I guarantee you that, you know, the people that are selling to Walmart at wholesale don't feel bad. So why do we feel bad?
Yeah.
You know, why do we feel bad about
Christine,
that?
do you feel like a hoarder when you're walking through Goodwill with bags of plush?
No.
No.
And
You guys?
I'm the opposite of you. When the people do say stuff to me, I don't even respond. I don't even, when I'm with you, we're funny. And we say we like to roll around and you know,
I tell people that
together.
I tell people that I'm a documentary maker, and I'm making like a murder mystery film, and this is for the scene. That, you know.
Yeah, when I was in Florida, Christine and I got looks and questions, and I was like, we role play.
The most thing I hear is, "Oh, you must," like Ashley said, "you must have a lot of kids," and I don't say nothing. I'm just like, why are you even saying that to me?
These are for the dogs.
Yeah,
that too. Yeah, but I know, and that's mine. Is I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm going to turn around and flip these for whatever it is. I'm just kind of like, does it? You know, it's. And I think that's something for me is that I'm a transplant. You know, I'm not originally from Georgia. My dad was Air Force. So I was born I was born in California. So I've been like a mixture of places. We were in Greece, England, Arizona, and then came here. And then I've been a transplant here. And now everyone's like, oh, Ashley's the Southern and different stuff. Yes, I've captured the mannerisms, but I'm a transplant. I'm not from Georgia. But here it's that Southern hospitality that people are just trying to strike up a conversation. And sometimes I'm like, okay, you know, I'm outgoing that I'll respond, but I don't want to go, yes, well, I keep some of them. And then, yeah, I resell the rest. Because then but I'm like, y'all here have the same amount of money or here buying stuff that you can get. You know, you can buy it before I did, because like you said, it's for me. Yes, there are times and you just, oh my gosh. I think Bob brought up, you said, and if I'm saying names wrong, forgive me. I'm horrible. So you brought up the fact that you feel like you might be a hoarder. So there is an instance, legit, this happened like over a month ago. I'm at my local thrift store. They have bins of plush just loose. There's this little girl in the bin next to me, and she is contemplating between two plush. One is a horrible looking cat that I would just give to a dog that I don't even know why she was contemplating it. And the other one is an AF meow that I know is worth $30.
Oh, I would want her to drop it and snag it so bad.
And I sat there and I'm digging, and this is where, you know, I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh. And so I'm digging through the other one, and she's like, I just don't know which one to pick. And she was like, and I was like, well, why don't you get both of them? And she was like, I don't know which one I should get. And I sat there and I was like, I said, Lord, if she drops it and doesn't get it, I will pick it up. But I can't just snatch it from her, and I can't tell her to take the ugly cat.
Good for you.
You know, and I legit, like, she stayed there, like, she contemplated for a while. And when I walked past her again, I said, I think you should get that one, the AF meow. I said, I think that's the one you should get. And, you know, and then of course, you know, when I'm going to check out, I'm going to double check. So she grabbed it and I was like, yes, it went with who it was supposed to go to. And that's mine. I don't want to take from a child, but I'm like, if you don't get it, game over.
I'm glad you said that, because there are so many times where I'm at the bins or we're in our honey hole and there's kids grabbing stuff and you're like, son of a bitch, I know I can get 3 times. And you're just like, oh, I hope they go home and love it. Or it's got a tag on it. You're like, oh my God, please don't rip the tag. Please don't rip the tag. You know what I mean? There's
like our foster kids used to do.
Oh my God.
Squishmallows.
But I know we joke that I steal plush from little children, but I am with you in the same. I don't, but I'm in the same boat with you when I see a child that has no idea. This actually happened to us at our honey hole recently, Bob. And I was on the floor digging through that thing, Christine. It's like we call it a we call it a jail. Basically, it's a freestanding wooden thing with bungee cords to hold all in the plush. And there was this little girl, and she was like, "Do you think your foster kids would like this? Because we are no longer we right now our license is on hold. But when people ask, we are licensed foster parents, and that's what we tell them we get them for. It's just easier for us right now to say that." She's like, "Well, they'll like this," and she's like handing me this like dingy plush, and she's got the Godin in her hand. And I'm like, "Oh my God, please just leave a good one." And like, I'm just sitting there playing with her, and finally she drops it. I'm like, "Thank you, Jesus." But I fumble with that too, because I'm just like, "Oh God, please just leave it. Please don't take it." And that's
I have waited for them to drop it. You know, they're playing, their parent is shopping, and then the parent calls them and they drop it, and then they go to their parent, and I'm like,
I know, like you want to get that go-go gadget arm and just snatch it. And
so I have waited for them to be done with it.
And I look back and I'm like, there's shame in that. And I think I talked about this last week when we were talking about our trip when I was at McKay's. Now, McKay's, if you don't know, it's like it's a mecca of reselling. You know, it's a great place to source for some things if you buy in bulk. Okay. Well, I do get little people there. And there was this woman in the aisle when I got there, and I was like, she could probably feel me breathing on her neck. I was so frustrated that she was there before me.
Oh, yeah.
And,
How you doing?
and I know she knew I wanted what she was looking at. And she grabbed all but like 3 bags. And I was like, and I went to the back of the store to look at stuff. She was there. I went around the corner. She was there. I went back to little people. She was there. And she was on her phone. And I'm sure she was like, this bitch is following me, which I wasn't. And she put them back. I said, Bob, get out of my way. And I grabbed every bag that she put back in that shelf. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. And I'm like, this is sick at 43 that I am stalking this woman to get the goods, because in my mind, she ain't going to resell that. She ain't going to make money. She just wants to play with them. Bitch, I want to make some money, you know, like, so I totally.
Yes, Ashley.
I did not, Jeff.
That's what I was about to bring up. When you're
bonkers.
When they just leave them, and then you're there like legit trying to look, and you're sourcing, and there's all these kids in the way, and I'm like,
that's their babysitter, so they can go do what they want to do. And I get so, I'm like, oh my gosh.
They do that at the bins as well.
Yeah. So I don't know, when hopefully you will get to come to Nashville or go to an area where you can experience bins that are just like mind blowing. So Bob calls them mouth breathers. So we're not trying to like offend anybody, but you guys have seen it. They strategically plant themselves in between you and your person that you're shopping with or someone that you know.
They're like a plant.
And they just stand there and they're just doing this in the bin. They're not shopping for nothing. They're just touching stuff, throwing stuff, not taking a damn thing out of the bin. They are just simply there to get you to not be able to get what you want. And it is so infuriating.
It's a strategy.
It is.
It's an interesting one.
Now, is this a good time to bring up that, Amanda, we're sorry, but we brought everybody here because this is an intervention for you today for anger management. So
the first step is admitting you have a problem.
Yeah.
I clearly get enraged and still don't give a fuck and still won't.
We're on the right podcast, lady. Right.
But it's just so hard to not everything in your being to not just want to be
I'm the opposite when we're out and about. I'm complete opposite. If you're looking at something and I see that there's value in it, I'm like, I'll keep it moving.
Yeah. Bob's mentality is if we were meant to get it, we were meant to get it.
You're meant to have what you're supposed to have.
And I promise that I have been trying so hard to feel that, believe that, and speak that. I truly believe that when you do good and put good out there, like it does come back to you in tenfold. Hence why I am overjoyed to announce, those of you who care, and I'm sorry if you don't, but I'm telling you anyways, our very first podcast, we talked about in search ofs, and my in search of was Bridget from Trolls, and this bitch has come home to mama. I am so her. Let me go get her because you all just need to enjoy her as much as I have. And yes, I did sleep with her the first night I got her.
Yay!
No judgments. No judgments.
It was
None. But
I go
it's
to bed.
So good to get something that you've been looking for, you've been
absolutely.
wanting, and you finally get it. It is satisfying.
Let's talk
exactly.
about core memories unlocked real quick. Like Barney.
Oh yeah.
She was cleaning a Barney. Oh wait, we gotta.
I mean, can we just admire her trollness, her teeth, her nails? I mean, she is so great.
So will that be your costume for the Halloween?
Probably because I have a shirt and I know how to do pigtails, so probably.
Yes.
But I mean, can we just? Okay, she's gonna go over here to the side, so don't be rude. I just love her to pieces. Christine and I have been talking about finding this damn. The only thing that would have made this better getting her was if Bob or Christine had found it for me, knowing how much
She wanted it.
I wanted it.
And I was just hoping one day somebody in some show would just be like, this plush, $2. This one, and be like, oh my God, it's Bridget.
So apparently they only sell these in the UK for some reason. I'm not sure why DreamWorks decided to do that. It seems like a missed opportunity, but
Yeah.
For sure.
But the funny thing is, so I will say that I am a horrible rater. So for those of you who I've purchased from, I don't rate your stuff unless it's shit. So I'm sorry. I'm terrible at that.
she's that person.
I only have something shitty to say if I have something to say. But I will say with this, hey, Jack's Treasures, I will say with this, I cried when I ordered it and I cried when I opened it. It was very emotional. And I did message the seller and say that I was beyond joyful to receive it in the condition, like, is an understatement. And she was like, okay, well, it was my daughter's favorite. she was very nice.
Okay, lady.
She was like, well, it was my daughter's favorite. I hope you like it. And I was like, I'm 43 and it's the best thing ever. So thank you. So anyways, I just want to say when you put it out there, it does happen. So,
Yes.
anyways, okay, go ahead. You can talk about Barney.
Yeah, so she was cleaning Barney today, and it started. She put batteries in, and it kicked up and started like singing the "Raindrops and Gumdrops" song or whatever that. Do you remember?
If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain it would be.
Core memory unlocked. Like, talk about like zoomed me back to when my oldest son was 2 years old, and I was just like, holy crap. So now I get like the plush and toy, like why it means something to people. Because at first I was struggling with like, I'm not bonding with this, that whole like approach to the feelings and all those feelings wrapped around it. And then I remembered something. We don't sell toys and plush, we sell feelings. So just remember that you're selling the feeling, you're not selling the toy or the item. So something to think about. So
and this is not from my childhood. Trolls is not from our childhood.
It's something we enjoy as adults.
And you loved it. Yeah.
Everything about her is fantastic. So she's a very underrated sidekick. And we've said this so many times that the main event is oversaturated and the sidekick just doesn't get the love that it needs. So anyways.
Yeah.
Well, my question is, you were backstage when we touched this topic real quick. Why don't you tell us what are some things you heard us talk about it? What are some things that you dislike or that you find inappropriate in your shows or that you don't like during your shows?
So I kind of touched on this the other day in the show. I think it was a select few of us left. Okay. I appreciate y'all for staying on my last, 30 minutes of, the stress. Like everybody starts leaving and you're like, oh, and I'm just like, golf, please don't not invite me anymore. It is what it is, type deal. But it's, for me, it's like I think I brought up, like I've tried to go back in the storage unit category and it's like, do you have cameras? And it's like, no. Did you see the title of my show? It said or it said mugs. It had a title and like I said, at times, and yes, it's an ongoing joke, but my facial expressions will give me away. So that's why I'm just like, yes, and I try to answer it. And then I know sometimes I'm like, you know, if you have multiple right after the other, I try to be respectful of everyone, but sometimes you have the same people. And I will not name names because I can't remember, but in different shows, we had somebody, do you have any How to Train Your Dragon? And I was like, no. All of the items are loaded in the auction tab. This is whatever different, like this is a Disney show. This is this. They were constantly in for weeks. And I just got to a point that I would like, I see them come in and I put check the auction tab. Everything is loaded.
Yeah.
Like I was just like trying to nip it in the butt because yes, there is a lot of times, and that's, I guess, to a fault for me, is there is a lot of raid trains that I am a co-host / in. I want to be there for everyone. So when I'm in there, I'm your biggest cheerleader. I am like the mama hen. I will tell them about follow you, bookmark, check her auction tab. There's this, here's the pre-bids, all this stuff, do all that stuff.
I was going to ask you how you felt about that block button, but Jeff beat me to it.
Mine is on certain ones because I will say, like, for example, it's one of those that I asked other sellers. Like I had one person buy stuff off of me, like legit, you're in my live. It blatantly says this, you bought it and then you asked to see it, you bought it. And then now you have buyer's remorse and you're like, oh, I didn't. For example, I had somebody ask to see something. I showed it, they bought it. And then turn around and I go to ship, they canceled it. Oh, I already found another one. I seriously doubt that you found this specific item today for $2.
Yeah.
So I was like, accept the refund and block. Don't even bother coming back. So there have been those buyers. That's where I block. And I try that. And then I've never had anybody in my live, maybe once or twice, and I don't remember because I blocked them, but how they acted or what they projected in chat, I've seen in other people's lives. And I'm like, don't want you in my show. And I've done it. And I'm like, I've done it in other people's shows that I'm like, no, I don't want you, in my live from what I'm seeing. But I am I would say max, maybe under like 8 people I've blocked.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
good for you.
Because I know, and it's one of those things that it's like, and it's like, on some things, but it's like, I don't want to, how to put it, I don't want it to be like personal vendetta. Like, hey, maybe I just don't like you.
Right.
But hate is a very strong word. I will never use the word hate, but maybe I don't like you, but we can still be cool. I think I brought up in West Virginia Panhandle Pickers show the other night. If I didn't pick on you, it would mean I don't like you. If I pick on you, it means like we're family. We're going to joke and cut up.
Right.
So that's kind of my thing, is that I don't pick on people I don't like, but it's like, it's certain things, but I don't feel like I need to block anybody. You have to do something in order for me, to block you.
Could you start showing me hearts from now on instead of bananas to show me you like me, please? I'll take the hearts instead of the bananas in my chat.
Hey, I was joining in with what the conversation was, and I was just going with the flow. And then it was, but then as you were showing plush, you sat there and physically flipped off everybody in the room. And I was like, was that directed at everyone?
No, just this one up here in the corner.
Right.
You'll know from now on. It's only him.
So
it's only him.
And mine is, it's kind of that thing that it's like, if you put it out there, for example, you brought up the other night, the sell one thing. It is a sell one thing Ray Train Mayhem Mel puts on. It's for anybody can join. It's a certain time you come on. It is live. Like you live sign up. You don't know what time you're going on. I've done it twice now, but because you don't know when you're going. And then 2, there's no rules. It's like you can sell whatever you want. So with that, gosh, I lost my train of thought. But with that, it's like people learn different things about you, getting back to the banana. So I'm playing 90s because I'm all about 90s music. And they're like, I was like, oh man, Hammer Time's on. All right, y'all, we got to go. We got to get it. And they're like, do it on camera. We'll tip you $20. And I was like, no. And they're like $22. And I was like, no, y'all are crazy. No. It is midnight. No way with all these people coming in. Am I going to do that? I said, if I had parachute pants, then it was a tip train to try and get me parachute pants. And I was like, oh gosh, no. And then people, it was a small joke that they were like, okay, well, I'm looking and I don't know. I can't see any good ones. And I was like, don't worry. No, don't. And they're like, oh no, we're going to, and I'm all for a gag. But I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to
show up at your house?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
House constantly.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's going to be bad. So that's mine. You got to have fun with it. Okay. You brought it up. You brought it on yourself.
Hey, that's what's fun about it.
Yourself.
Hey, look at my picture. Me deep throating a banana.
But you know what? That's the kind of stupidity our family is. We laugh and we joke on each other, and if you can't laugh at stuff about yourself, it's all in fun. Have some fun with it.
You're not laughing, Sean. You're crying.
Yep.
So
what did Amanda say to you last night, Sean? When I'm quiet is when you need to be worried.
I know. I'm screwed. I'm hating
you. Very quiet
in
that moment, just so you know, at our house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very quiet.
But I think that's the other thing as sellers is you can't be. I mean, if I'm having a bad day, yes, I know we can all kind of tell that at some point, or if you know it's going bad, you can tell it. But you got to have fun at some point. So, I mean, there's some days that I'm just, hi, we have this. And then there's other days that it's like, okay, let's go crazy. It's this, it's whatever. Mm-hmm. You have to keep that momentum. If you're coming in and just, okay, all right, let me. Nobody wants to buy attention span. Yeah, it's the attention span. You got to get them. If you don't.
I'll tell you, the other day when you were filling that box and you're like, oh, you like that? You like that? I was like, damn, where did she come from? I said, Bob, do you hear her right now?
Yeah.
I mean,
get it, Ashley.
I will say, I will say that there are growing pains as resellers, right? Yeah. And I will say from the very beginning of when we used to resell, I wouldn't get on camera. If you asked me to do this 2 years ago, I ain't getting on what? I'm not going on YouTube. I don't want people to see me because I am very self-conscious of myself and how I come across physically, which I know, whatever. But
it's hard to believe because she's the mayor everywhere she goes.
I feel like it's different in person. I don't know. I don't know why there's like a difference in my brain, but there is. I'd rather have a tangible connection, and I think because then I can see how you look at me, and then I can get a read of how you're judging me. Right. Mm-hmm. But if we're in a live chat or even here on YouTube, I've evolved where I really don't give a shit anymore. I don't. I've worked very hard to get where I'm at in my mental and physical space to be comfortable enough to not give a shit anymore. Quite honestly. But Christine has been in my shows where I'm on and I'm like, I can't see what's going on. I'm like, Bob, why are they laughing? Are they laughing at me? Because I'm paranoid, thinking that people are saying
I told her that's the worst thing to do is not to see it.
I'm talking about if the camera's on me and I can read the chat. If I can't read the chat, I'm instantly in my mind thinking that if he's laughing, they're laughing at me or they're saying something. Right. So I completely understand with not wanting to be on camera or misinterpreting what's going on because of that.
But there can be success not doing it too.
Right.
And you're actually so. Just want to remind people that are struggling with that. You don't have to.
You don't have to do that.
You don't have to be on camera.
Yeah, you don't, and that's mine. You don't have to, and that's. I think there's been. Well, we have. Okay, and I'm just bringing up examples because we're flowing. But for the one and done with the different sellers we've done lives where we're live. We're co-hosting and we're explaining this is how we want it set up. What questions do y'all have? To kind of help, I guess you can say an onboarding, but not really, but kind of a Q&A for different stuff and we're on camera. And I've had people like, that's the first time I've ever seen you. And I'm like, I've been on camera before. It's just not a lot. And half the time, it's like we're only here for a short period of time. You know what I'm saying? That it's like, do you really need to see me? Like, is it that important?
My item's $2. You don't need to see me.
But
Swipe right.
I will say I admire that you are coming from a point of saying it's not about this. It's definitely about what I know. Like for you, like you don't go on camera because you're worried about this. You don't give a shit if they look at you or not. They don't need to, because you're not here to sell this. You're selling a product, a feeling, an emotion, a connection, nostalgia, something, it's not about this gets in the way of what you're selling, and you can differentiate that, where I'm just emotional and too involved in the thought process of that. Now, like I said, I'm not like that anymore, but I appreciate the fact that you're able to separate that, and it's very successsul for you. So please don't take that as
no. And mine is, I get it. I get exactly where you're coming from too. And I mean, if like legit, when you were asking for pictures for this, I was like if you saw me a year ago, and that's what's crazy is the stress and everything else from the retail life that I was living. I was looking at pictures of myself over a year ago and going, holy crud, I look like I'm emaciated. I look like a ghost. Like, that is not me. Like, I had this whole mind like, holy crud, who is that person? And it's like where I'm at now. And it's like, yeah, I'll be the first one. I think we all have that. Maybe not all. I don't want to speak for all, but I have that body image thing, but I've reached a point. This is me. Yes. Would I like to be pounds down? Yes. Would I like to be this size? Yeah. Am I working towards that? Yeah. This is me. I'm healthy. I mean, looking before, it's like, yeah, I was somewhat healthy, but it's like the stress, the anxiety, everything else, the not eating. I mean, I had like, it was bad that it was like, oh, I lost all that. I mean, legit within like certain month span, like I went from this size down to another pant size down to another within like 3 months. I was dropping and I was like, oh, this is nice. But it's not. It's like you have to be healthy and you have to have your own, be comfortable in your own body at what it is.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is me.
Block all that noise out. Just do you. Yep.
Yeah.
Retail is a life sucker. I did it for 17 years, the same company for 17 years, and it became my identity. And it was ebbs and flows, but for the most part, it was stressful, very, very stressful.
So with that being said, Ashley, are you doing this full time? We didn't talk about that, I don't think.
Yeah, I am. This is what I do full time. I feel like okay, what do I want to be when I grow up? And it's like,
here's Rose Kid.
It's like, what do I want to be when I grow up? And it's like, I enjoy doing this. And for me, like the toys and plush is fun. And for, even if I got to hold on to that item, like I grew up with it. Like for me, I found like a couple She-Ra books and a couple Rainbow Brights. And I was like, oh my God, Care Bears that I'm like, oh, I get to hold it. I have it in my possession, but I don't need it. I love that aspect of it. But for me, it's like, okay, I could get a part-time job. I do focus on this a lot. So it's kind of like everyone else is like, holy crud. Like today they walked in, they're like, holy crud, you have 445 listings. And I was like, yeah, 200 and something of those are auctions. Everything else is in my bin. Like, have at it. But it's the amount, and it's a lot of time in preparing, but it's already been done. So like when I have new stuff come in, it's like, boom, it's done. It's not, okay, let me go find stuff and I got to load it. It's already done.
Do you sell in the market? Do you get market sales? No.
I haven't thought, I don't think I could. I think for me, like garage sales and stuff, and I enjoy a garage sale, let's not lie, but I'm the type of person that I don't want to be like, I'm going to sit there and I'm not going to go, oh, what are you looking for? Because I'll be the first one. As soon as you ask me that when I come into garage sale, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm just looking. But I don't know how I would be in that setting at a flea market that I'd be like,
no, I meant I meant, do you get markets? Well, they call it, see, I say market, but I mean like from Whatnot. Do you have stuff in your buy it now constantly where people can just go in, and do you get, they call them marketplace when you know,
I
when
got
you
you. Yeah. Yeah.
do you get sales from there regularly?
Correct. Yes. Not regularly. So like once in a while, because I'll be the first one. Disney, it's hit or miss. Like you got to have the right person in the room. So I reached a point that I was like, all my Disney has gone to the bin. No lie, I sold 2 Dumbos yesterday to one customer, and then today I sold another Disney plush. But I'm like, I've had it. Here it is. Have at it. And I'm like, you don't even have to fight over it. It's this price. And then every now and then I'll take it out and I'll put it in a show, or that sort of thing. But it's like, I do get sales. It's not constant. And then there's like certain things, for example, like stickers. Y'all are going to laugh, but I'm telling you, like the plastic kids plates, like the Zach plates, like the divided plates, like the vintage ones and stuff, those I keep in my bin a lot. And like the plastic cups and different stuff like that, they're constantly selling out of the bin. I would take them into every show and stuff. And then like stickers, some crock charms, it depends. But that stuff is what I was like putting in my bin, that it's easy. Like you already spent money. It's $1. Psh, I'll add that too.
That's another thing that Goliath Gala says too, is to put stuff in your buy it now, because if you get rated, right? Let's just say, we're constantly rating people. I try to buy from you guys if you guys have stuff that I can add to a bundle I personally want. But let's be honest, I don't need another plush. I want more plush, but I don't need another plush. So I'll tip you because I want to help. I want to support you, but I don't want anything that you're selling. But that's another thing he said. If you put stuff in your buy it now, like stickers, 3 for $1, or support the chat, put gift cards in your chat too. So like, say you came in our show, you didn't want to buy anything, but you bought a gift card for $5 and it's a $10 gift card. Now we can run it as a giveaway in the chat, which is really cool too. So I think there's a lot of benefits to putting stuff like that. But when we run our shows, we differentiate. So if I want a raid train or I'm doing another show, I'll preload depending on what it is. Bob, he does it.
You'll never get a preload out of me. I want you sitting at the edge of your seat wondering.
Well, I mean, the biggest one I will say for y'all is you have a plethora of plush. So how could you pre-list it all? And then two, if you sat there and took requests, which was brought up earlier, if you took requests and somebody spent 20 minutes taking that time of, I want to look at this and look at that, you just lost half your audience.
Yeah.
So, and that surprise effect of, I'm doing random polls, it's this. Are you interested? And then you're gauging with the audience that they're like, you have any Webkins? Boom, let's look at this wall. And that's what I love is y'all have that setup. I don't. So that's where my bin comes in.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, this is other plush. If you don't see, and that's why I try to theme it with whatever show I'm in.
I like that. I like the theme.
I
have told Amanda since she has started, her Fiona Finds and I'm like, let's do Beanie Boos. Let's just do this. And then
I told Ashley because I feel like it's less stressful and you're sticking to one thing.
Yeah, so they're only coming in for that instead of do you have Webkins? Do you have Douglas? Do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this?
Yeah. And then, but with that, it's beneficial because if everybody's coming in and they just want Beanie Boos, they know you have it. That's what you're told. You're still going to have the people. Do you have this? Do you have that?
Oh yeah.
And we're bringing in the people that want to come for that. And that's how, and I've gotten away from that a little bit with my themes because I'm like, okay, like I've tried stuff. Like I did Nightmare Before Christmas. I did a whole show. It was okay. I think on the plush and toy raid train, I was doing like additions. Like I was like, it's the plush and toy raid train, but it's, what was it? It's Halloween edition. And it was on Halloween. Like I'm trying to keep it. And like, I used to do my weeks like that. Like all my shows were themed that week. And then it was my Thursday, Fridays were this is what's left over from the whole week from these shows that if you missed it, here we are again. And I've kind of gotten away from that. And that's where I feel like sometimes, and that I will say Ray of Sunshine, the plush we just did, plush show we did this week, when she was doing the random pulls, I just sat there and was like, yeah, I just put randoms. I just picked different stuff because I try not to bring the same thing every week. And I was like, bump it. I'm just going to mark them down. And I was like, now granted, there was stuff in there that I was like, that ain't happening.
I knew.
My Little Pony, no way. Like certain things that I was like, you already preloaded it, but no. But I was like, I'm going to run with that. And then I'm like, maybe if we had coordinated this better, I would have already had it marked down. I would have had all this good stuff. We would have been blown out. But it's like I didn't think of it. And that's mine is like, that's the thought process.
I've had someone say to me, like, usually by the time I get to Thursday after the Wednesday plush and toy Ray train, Thursday, and then I will like mark some stuff down. Like, okay, I've been all week with this. And I've had someone say to me, oh, if I knew you were going to mark it down today, why would I tell you that I'm going to mark it down today? I want you to buy it on Monday when it's $10.
Exactly.
That's Christina and Ryan are the gotta get it going.
Gotta get it going.
Gotta get it going. Let's make a bundle. Let's make a deal.
Exactly. And I mean, and like taking that from you too, as Christine, is like, that's the same thing with my drop sites. So I'm saying we talked about where do you source at? And I said, local thrift stores. My drop sites are crazy. Like there's people that are selling Little People sets for $2, the whole set with characters. And I'm like, you know, and I'm seeing like, I know who has what, that's where I'm buying from too.
You're making her cry, Ashley.
I'm making her cry. She already knows. Like the one set I picked
She's mad.
toy store.
Ashley, you better tell Mr. Matt over here, God, what conversation did we have about Little People when you first started selling Little People?
Oh yeah, I did a Little People show because I had just been picking them up and was like, okay, whatever. I did my first show and she came in and she bought stuff off of me. And then she was like, afterwards, you know, I feel guilty and I bid it up because it's worth this and you sold it for that. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, okay, I got it.
She didn't know I did that ahead of time before anybody watching this thing.
No. No. And that's what I'm saying. I did not know. No.
I did want to buy it, but I was like, this needs to go. I bought a Jessie from her for $6 that I had no business buying, but I did it out of spite and for the fact that she needed to start her stuff higher. And it was one of those moments where I'm like, I'm bidding it up. I'm like, shit, I got stuck with it. But it's okay because she needed to know that her starts need to be higher. And then we had a phone call conversation after. I was like, hey, great job on your Little People, but this is where I think you need to start next time. Because there was another buyer in there who was like gobbling it up. And I was like, shit.
By the way,
mine is, and to me, and that's mine, is I appreciated that. And it's like she wasn't in there bidding it up. It was two people. It was multiple people fighting over it that had bid up to that. To be clear.
Yeah. There was no shilling going on.
There was no, hey, it was nothing like that. But I mean, there's different, like, I think I had another Little People show and I was like, hey, can you look at my listings? Mm-hmm. What do you see? Do I have it too high? What is it? And that's where I kind of dropped. And then I'll be the next one to tell you, which you're probably going to be upset and you probably want to tune into some of these, trains I'm on like every week. I'm just saying.
Is your time to plug?
I know I'm going to plug, but a lot of my Little People, I was like, and I think we've all, that market is kind of flooded. And I feel like every time I go, there's all these Little People shows. And where I'm at is like the stuff that I'm finding, it's super cheap that I'm like, okay, I bought it. I've sold what I needed to sell prior to. I'm still picking up stuff, but now I'm being picky with what I pick up because, I don't need 2 Zoo Safari trains,
right.
Different stuff that it's like, okay, I've started taking stuff like that I'm just like, am I going to do another Little People show? I could. But why not put it in the show? Here you go. Here's a bundle. And then I'll plug. I have a couple this Friday. I'm just going to put it out there.
I buy bundles. I like to buy bundles. Just
saying. So mine is I've been putting together like, here is the vehicle. Here are the characters you're going to get. Stuff like that. Because I'm like, take it. And if they fight over it. And a lot of times, And I've said it in every show I'm in. If you're a buyer and you want to take it and you can flip it for more, go ahead and take it. I already got what I needed to get out of it.
Mhm.
I can flip it and get like $2 million for it. Good on you. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Take it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you came on.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I told y'all I was going to be more nervous, and then we were going to be here, and y'all going to be like, "Oh my gosh, this girl needs to."
I just
shut up."
want to know who was taking my money from my wife that's always going to your shows buying that stuff. Yeah.
Listen, this is why she should not reveal her honey holes, because I will tell you, Ashley finds some really, I mean, we all find good stuff, but like usually when she does her nostalgia shows, I can't
I
help myself.
love that.
I can't. I really can't help myself. I love Miss Piggy and Kermit, and she had, I think, was it Pampers? It was a Pampers Miss Piggy brand. She's over here on the shelf. Oh my God, she was so cute. I couldn't help myself. And then she also had a Miss Piggy on wheels and Kermit, and Miss Piggy, was it her? Right? I think up in the
Yes.
air. When you roll her, Miss Piggy spins like
They had the time of their life.
like from the movie whatever. what's
Dirty
the movie?
Dancing.
Yes. And I was like, where did you find this? I was like, I have to have it. And Bob was like, you can't buy anymore, but it's Miss Piggy. I need her. But anyway,
I seldom ever tell her no.
yeah, I
but
know.
I seldom ever.
And what I will say is I'll go ahead and tell you, like, that train, Nonstop Nostalgia, Kaylee Grin, amazing seller. That was, I would say, the first train that I was like, holy crud, you can really make some money on this app. And it
You're
was
selling the feeling. You're selling that.
We really are.
and that was mine, and it was fun because I was like, oh, look what I found, that's going to Nonstop, that's going to Nonstop. Like I hoard stuff for different shows because I'm like, that's going here, it's going here. If it doesn't sell, then I'll throw it in another show. But there's certain things that I pick and choose where it goes, because it's like, you got to know who your buyer is. Like, for example, Nickelodeon today, I was like, La La Loopsy is Nickelodeon, I'm hoarding it. You're about to, and that, like y'all brought up at the beginning, the raid train, yes, it's to help promote all the sellers on it. And you're getting other viewers, they're like, holy crud, I never heard of this person before in my life. And different stuff, and you're getting all these different people that they're like, holy crud, where have they been all my life, and different stuff. And we all have those buyers that they're constantly coming back because they know that they're like, they're going to have something.
Yes. What did you find this weekend? Let me see what you found.
Any new this, any new,
Even personal shop for people now.
Yeah.
I can tell you, since being part of you guys' raid train now, we're starting to see more people come in. They're like, oh, hell, look at all the stuff. I'm in my happy place. Oh, I'm in plush heaven. I just want to jump in them. So they're coming in, finding us for the first time because of these raid trains. And then they're just becoming hooked too, because we have so much stuff that they're loving it. So, those raid trains are valuable.
The comment that I made last week was, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in a toy store.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's and mine is, and we all, like I said, you got to have fun with it. We're all here to make money at the end of the day, but you got to have fun too, because if it's not fun, then it's like, it's really truly work. And it's like, it sucks.
Yeah.
So before we head out for the night, I do have another question. Since you are a full-time reseller and you do sell from home, do you find it difficult to separate the two, or do you constantly find yourself doing stuff relating to reselling, whether it's loading your show or sourcing, or is there ever a time for you to have a break and walk away?
There are times that I'm like, okay, I have to stop, because I'll go ahead and tell you, like, I have a show tomorrow that I have somewhat loaded, but I want to load more. And I'm like, I can't do it today. And it's like, it's not till such and such, but there's certain things that I have to start letting go of. And sometimes it's just like, it looks like I'm on my phone all day. I know that's what it looks like, but it's like, I'm on there. I'm like, okay, we have this coming up. What can I put in here? I'm trying to figure out, okay, it's constant. Cause there's some, I mean, it's a mix. There's some days, like I think it was this week, and it's probably going to be next week, to be honest. Next week is going to be a slow week for me. I don't have anything scheduled. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm going to take off time and not do this. What do I like to do for fun? Go thrifting.
That's just all
That's everybody.
I mean that is like I think everyone kind of gets that. Oh, I'm trying to think of the word, but I can't. But you get that like adrenaline rush. You're like, oh my God, I found this for a quarter. I mean, that was me today, like legit. I mean, if y'all could see some of the stuff I found today, y'all would like be like, you. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I bought a whole bag, a $2 bag of plush. If you knew how many Five Nights at Freddy's were in that were in good condition, there is a Bendy plush in there. There is.
Jeff loves Bendy.
Yep.
I know he will. There was a Bendy in there. There were, I mean, it was so much. And then like different like little people bags, little people figures for like $3. I was like, game on, thank you. I will take those.
That's
Different
awesome.
stuff, but for me, it's that. I do other things, I promise. On the week, my friend has a ceramics shop, and we go every Saturday. It is so relaxing. Tell me your Bendy, I got you. I'll let you know. We'll see how next week goes. Might be on the train next week.
You are.
It might show up there, just saying. But the ceramics I love doing. I felt like when I am such a stickler that it's certain things that I'm very particular about, and I'm very hard on myself. And it's like I've seen how I've progressed, but it is time consuming that you get to a point like, okay, I've been painting for this long, and you're like staring at this thing and you're like, oh, well, I didn't realize it had this many details. And you're like, well, all right, 2 hours of that. I'm done. I'll work on it later. So that I walk with a bunch. I walk with a couple of ladies every morning. This week has not panned out, but we walk for a good like hour and a half every early morning, and different stuff. So I mean, I'm out and about. I'll go ahead and tell you, I worked retail, and I guess I'm becoming, reaching that stage in life that I'm like, it's really people-y out, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't. And I'm very social. So at times it kind of sucks. And then other times I'm like, okay, I'll go out and I'll be like, okay, I'm done. Like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm ready to go home.
I'm the opposite in that way because we live in a subdivision out like 25, 30 minutes from the city.
We country.
Yeah. And so we work from home. Bob works from home. I'm home all the time. I've gotten to the point where I do Walmart. I'm not bougie. I'm just saying Walmart delivery comes here more than I go to Walmart.
Best thing ever.
So
best money I've ever
when
spent.
I go out, like I had to go to Florida to see Christine to get my tank filled because my love tank, so you hear that, filled because I just don't go out and do stuff anymore. But I will say sometimes when we go out and we're thrifting and there's too many people, I've become like, oh God, I got to get out of here because they're in my plush. They're touching my plush. I don't like it. Like I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
So not being exposed because, working in retail, people are constantly asking you, do you have this? Do you have this? Can you help me find this? Yeah. So you are just naturally talking to people because people are asking you, they need you like the baby needs you,
Yeah.
So being out of that for so long, I do find myself when I go out, sometimes I'm like, this feels weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I think for me, my biggest one is it's personal space. And I've said it and I don't know what it is, but I start like, for example, the local thrift store. It'll be like when you go to check out, it'll be wrapped sometimes. So you're in line. Okay. If I'm standing here, you do not need to be right here. Like I'm like right here. And I get to a point that I'll be like, I'll have my basket or whatever. I'm moving. Like I'm trying to signal you without telling you, but I'm really moving because they will stay on your heels. And I've had people me, and I'm just like, I guess it's what is it? You're trying to be nice, passive aggressive, I guess you could say. Like, I have somebody hit me. It's like, it's okay. It's only the second time you've done it. It's okay.
Yeah.
I know you didn't mean to do it. Like stuff like that. And sometimes I'm like, it's an older lady. It's different stuff. But it's just like, I can feel you breathing on me. Like, I'm getting hot and I'm getting worked up. I just need you to, like, personal
Like
space.
their patient is making you anxious, like you're taking on their anxiety. Like I totally get that.
Yeah,
I
take your
totally get that.
hot breath out. elsewhere.
And so my last question for you, unless somebody else has any questions, do you believe if you did not become a reseller, if you would have found half of the things that you have found, like the She-Ras or the Care Bears, like do you think that that would have ever crossed your mind that would come into your hands again if you didn't sell?
Possibly, because I mean, prior to, I grew up in a family that, like, I remember the stories of my mom saying we were so poor, like we had a spoonful of corn left, we were saving it for the next day. Like I grew up in, it wasn't, it was somewhat paycheck to paycheck, but I never felt that way. I didn't know that. So different things that I didn't see that. So we always did, and always like that. I guess that was a part of me that I was like, holy crud, I can get this for $1 in the store. It's like 20, that sort of thing that I think I would have, but not to the extreme that we're at. Because SheShed is not we don't have a SheShed. We have a holding room. We have a toy room, and we have a thrift store room that, Apex, said that helped him feel better about how his storage system was. So we have that's for our booths, and it's like, yeah, we wouldn't be in that type of situation, but yeah, I think I still do it, but it wouldn't be as fun as it is for me, because I have a friend, I won't even call a follower, a buyer, a friend. There are certain items she collects, and when I find it, like Hercules, Treasure Planet, and like the obscure stuff, when I find it, I'm like, and when she pops on, I'm like, hey, look what I found. Holy crap. Okay, do you want it? And that's fine, is I love finding the stuff.
That's what I love. I really love that. And the people that come in and say, hey, look for this for me. Okay, I got you. When I find it, I'm so happy. And then I show it.
And you never see him again.
Stop.
Not all the time.
Not true. Wow, we took that whole energy
I
and
know, he just busted that.
God, that's like being
It
this
happens
is
a lot.
God, you're gonna lose.
Thing.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I love personal shopping for people.
Yes, personal
There's
shopping.
Yeah, it becomes a mission almost, like
Yep.
like when you buy a yellow car and all of a sudden you're seeing yellow cars. We've talked about that before on the podcast. You almost like open yourself up to the universe and say, okay, I'm ready to receive this. So positive stuff, all the stuff. You never know.
Put it out there, guys.
You're
Put out your Bridget.
You're desperately in search of, right?
Put out your Bridgets.
Well, SheShed, I think we wanted to just let you know we appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Oh, I appreciate y'all. I feel
Thank you.
honored.
Any last words for the people? Where can they find you?
Oh gosh.
All the places.
Well, I was gonna say the main place you can find me is Whatnot. That's where you're gonna find me. You're gonna find me on Whatnot. I'm normally on Monday through Friday. You might see me occasionally on a weekend. Oh, sorry. Sunday through Friday, I'm normally on. Forgot I got shows every Sunday. But you'll find me on Whatnot. Sometimes I may not. I'll be like next week, I'll be 100% transparent. I have no clue what I'm doing next week. So you might see me a few days next week. I might just be like, okay, I'm going to take a couple of days off.
SheShed244 on Whatnot.
Yep.
Be sure to follow, subscribe, bookmark, all the things.
And buy her shit.
Yes. So my wife doesn't.
Good stuff, guys. It's good
And if you
stuff.
don't, she will. All right.
Yeah.
So many things.
Oh,
and
the
I'm like,
final
I
question,
can't
you know what's
believe we're
coming.
buying it.
Sorry,
Final question.
Go
Here
ahead.
you go.
You got something to say, Christine? Go ahead.
I was just saying she does. She has great stuff. And
Well,
I'm
she
just
does.
like, buy it. Why don't they buy it?
How many times you've been pulled over this year? We're keeping a running tally from all our guests.
How many times have I been pulled over?
0.
Nice. All right. So SheShed's at 0. You're still winning, Amanda. Good job.
But she's never done it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Well, I just want to remind everybody, if you can't be good at it. We'll catch you next time on We Don't.
Take care, all. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you all.
Ashley,
Appreciate
you
it.
want to talk to someone? Come over,
Awesome.
Ashley.
Go Notre Dame on Sunday. Go
Good
Notre
night,
Dame.
guys.
Yep.